Ladies and gentlemen, AC Race Best here, alongside Toodles and Judy Hopps. Yes, buy everything, everybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good Zootopia merchandise out there. You should check it out. Welcome in. I think this has been a very anticipated video, at least for me, maybe for you guys as well.
Yeah.
But this is the full Zootopia 2 review. We are going to go through the whole movie. This is spoiler-filled. If you have not seen Zootopia 2, please do not watch this video. Come back to it after you've seen the video. There will be spoilers all over the place. We are going to be discussing everything from this movie. And we do not want you to be spoiled by it. So, again, I'm going to say it. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers for Zootopia 2. Again, this is going to be the full review. Yeah. Sarah and I are going to be talking about the story, what happens, how we felt, and just going through all of it. And one disclaimer I want to also point out is as we go through this is only going to contain images from already released materials, which pretty much means like the trailers and maybe some other stuff. But we're not going to be showing any clips or whatnot or photos that are taken from inside the movie theater. I don't want to ever encourage that.
Naughty.
Naughty. But by all means, come along. If you have seen the movie, I would love to know what you thought about it. In the description, in the comment section. Unless you can edit my description, go ahead. And yeah, Zootopia 2. Sarah,
yes.
This is a pretty cool movie, if I may say.
Yeah.
At no point during this review, which we'll see how long this goes, but I can't see Sarah at any point, so if she starts making faces at me, I'm going to be unaware of it. Judy is quite much taking up all the space between us.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, how many times have you seen this movie now?
I've seen it, I think, 5 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, you're crazy. 5 times?
Yeah.
Folks, this movie has been out, let's see here, just about...
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen it 13 times. And after we end this, I'll be seeing it for a 14th.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of question going into this movie, and I wanted to first start off with my personal kind of voyage with this movie up to this point. So, coming into it, you know, I knew that there was going to be a Zootopia 2, and I obviously was very excited. I've been just wanting to go back to this world and wanting to be with the characters Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde again and be able to, you know, experience more of them, see more of them, get to learn more about them. And ever since the movie back in 2016 came out, I've been like, sequel, sequel. The announcement came that there was going to be a sequel. I was super thrilled about that, obviously. Yeah. Zootopia, for those that are maybe less familiar with me or, you know, my connection with Zootopia, I went into that movie thinking, cool, another Disney movie, this should be fun. What I didn't anticipate is that I was going to see that movie 30 times total in theaters. Paid ticket viewings, no subscription, no nothing, just going in and saying I would like a ticket, paying full price, and just loving it. It took me about maybe 3 or 4 viewings of it before I realized how much I loved that movie and how much I loved the characters. Judy and Nick's dynamic from the first movie absolutely grabbed me. I very quickly, you know, was like, I ship these 2 characters. I love their relationship that we see grow in the first movie. I love being able to, again, just watch that, you know, what do they call it? It's kind of like the enemies to friends type of
Enemies
trope.
to lovers.
Enemies to lovers. And there are signs. I mean, I was very much like, no, this is the way, you know, like from the first movie, I felt very strongly about that. And over time, their relationship, I feel like, has gotten more and more important to me. So knowing that Zootopia 2 was going to be coming out, I had a lot of expectation. I had a lot of hope. I had a lot of wants. I had a lot of, just what is it that I want this movie to do that would make it the perfect movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
The closer this movie got, though, the more I started kind of just talking to myself, setting myself up for this movie, and there were a few things that I had to tell myself. A, it's like, all the things that you think you want, all the things that you hope happen, throw them out. Like, I need to go in and let Disney tell me the story of Zootopia 2. I can't go in and say, well, if this doesn't happen, then I'm not going to like it, or if things go this way or that way. I had concern, like I was hoping that there would be some form of acknowledgement to a growing relationship. I was hoping that there would be, a really good focus on Judy and Nick moving forward, but I didn't know what we would get, and I didn't want to assume. I wanted to go in and have fun with this movie. So, and it's one of the reasons I don't like read fan fictions or anything between sequels, like unless we know the series, like because Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is an example. Sarah and I met through that fandom. Mm-hmm. I used to read fanfics for it, but that's because the series had ended in the early 90s, and I was finding fan fictions in the mid-2000s, mm-hmm. going, oh, this is fun. But I wanted to avoid anything and everything like that with Zootopia. Not have other people kind of form the idea of maybe how the direction I wanted to go. I wanted Disney to give me the story, let the storytellers do their job. So the closer I got to the movie, the more I started releasing everything, and the more I also prepared myself for the biggest reality of all, which was Zootopia is my favorite movie of all time. 2016 Zootopia. And I realized going into this, I'm like, look, it's okay that Zootopia 2 is probably not going to be better. It's okay. But I needed to just emotionally be prepared. Like, hopefully we have fun. Hopefully the story's good. But it's okay that Zootopia 2 might not meet those expectations of my all-time favorite movie ever, Zootopia 1. So, for those that do not know, I saw the movie, actually, before a lot of people did. I was invited to the wrap party, and that was an incredible honor to be able to go there and experience that. The wrap party is where everyone that made this movie goes to watch it. It was at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, same place where they host the Oscars. We were all dressed up. I was wearing my wedding suit, and went to the wrap party and got to see the movie a week before the world premiere. So this movie didn't come out till November 26th for the masses. I saw it on November 7th, and I wasn't able to talk about it. I had to just internalize all my feelings. And Sarah could tell you, I didn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
I was sitting staring at the walls, and Sarah, I kept trying to play off oh, how much did I like the movie? How much didn't I like it? Because I didn't want to give anyone the impression oh, if I liked it, I didn't want people to assume that certain things happened or didn't happen. So I just very much I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But Sarah, I think through my body language, could tell that things went pretty okay.
Yeah.
So at the wrap party, watched the movie, and watching it for the first time, just experiencing it, first off, that was such an amazing experience. And being there with everyone that made it. But what was hilarious is as the movie ends, I had all these people, because they were aware of how big of a fan I was of the first one, leaning forward and going, so what did you think? Like, they wanted to know, what did I think of this movie, which I thought was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And I was just digesting everything. I was like, wow, okay. And all I could say was, I loved it.
Yeah.
I did. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still digesting everything. I was thinking about the directions they went with, with the story and directions they went with Judy and Nick and all this. And I was just sitting there, and the one thing I knew and I wasn't too surprised about, and it might even happen as we talk about it here, is I did get very emotional watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say very emotional, it was on the light, oh, things are getting misty. I got tears running down the eye. But like, I got emotional, and I figured I would just coming back to Zootopia 2. I thought it would hit me no matter what. So with that, Zootopia 2, watched it, wrap party. The wrap party was amazing. The party afterwards and everything was just so much fun. And then I had to sit on this movie and just think about it for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was kind of mulling it all over in my head. And I'm just like, wow, okay. And I could not wait to talk with Sarah and my friends about this movie, about what they thought. Because in my head, I'm like, that was really freaking good. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I think that movie was great. Mm-hmm. And I was like, am I blinded by it? Like, is it just because I want it to be great? I think it was great, but maybe my bias is taking over. The critic reviews started coming out. This movie has maintained in the mid-90s on Rotten Tomatoes. The audience score is in the high 90s. And I'm looking and I'm like, I wasn't wrong. This is a good movie. Yeah. And then we started seeing it. And folks, this is the build-up for all of this. Is a lot of people have asked me, like, where is it? Where's Zootopia 2? And now that the movie's been out for a little bit, I was telling people, I think they're, like, I'm like, I truly loved this movie. I think they're kind of on the same plane. And it was probably, Sarah, like my 4th or 5th viewing, mm-hmm. I pulled her aside in our house. And I was like, Sarah, I can't believe I'm saying this. Uh-huh. And now I'm going to tell it all to all of you. Zootopia 2 is my favorite movie. I like this one more than the first. And I can't believe that I'm saying that. Yeah. Like, and I thought about why. Why is it that what is it about this movie that each movie, Zootopia, the first one, it was the same deal. I had to see it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, no, I'm quite into this movie. Like, I love this movie. Mm-hmm. But with this movie, I think it's because I put up that wall at the beginning going into it, where I told myself, look, it's okay. It's not going to be better than the first one, and that's all right. And this is, for me, like I see it go both ways. I've seen people say the first one's still better. The second one is their favorite. Like I've seen it go, people say they're equal, but the big thing is that they're close, is that people have to think about it. Like, well, I think this was better for me. It seems like the consensus, and Sarah, I'll also ask you this on what you think, but, yeah. But for me, this movie did so many things right. And I have seen it, like I said, 13 times. Every time I've seen this movie, and I haven't experienced something like this, I have cried. I have gotten emotional. I have tears streaming down my face. I probably have the people sitting around me thinking, this guy is weird. Probably not. I mean, it's a very emotionally involved movie. And I love that they did it. And we're going to go through, like we said, the whole movie, and going through scenes. This is going to be a long video. Buckle up. Happy to have you here. But Sarah, what did, for you, how do the two movies compare for you?
I haven't, done any sort of, deep dive into my thoughts, but I would probably put them at even playing fields, where the first is really well done with the topics that they tackle, and then this sequel, while there's not as much as the poignant points of the film that the first one had, this is still an excellent continuation of Nick and Judy's story as partners, and it's just it's a really fun film. and it's just really enjoyable to watch. Like I've watched it 5 times, um, and I haven't gotten tired of it. It's a pretty good film. It's probably one of Disney's best sequels that they have ever done, and yeah, I would put them personally on even playing fields for me, because like I get something out of each of them that I appreciate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that in itself, the fact that this movie can compare so closely for so many people to the first one is huge.
Yeah.
Again, it's not that I didn't have faith, it's just like you said, it's like for a sequel.
Yeah.
To be able to get to that level. And yeah, and we'll kind of go through it like we said. I've still been vague here, but this is the final warning. We're talking spoilers.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of all of this.
Do you want to know something that I've kind of realized as we've been staring at this logo for like 17 minutes?
Yeah. What?
Is the Z has a serpentine sort of tail. The T and the 2 O's in the middle kind of represent like a bird face to me. And then the little tail thing on the A is very much a furry like mammal tail.
Would you
So
say
have they been telling us all this time? Because this logo is exactly the same as the first one,
right?
Except it's got serpentine 2 at the back of it, and I'm just like, oh,
like we told you, spoilers. I'm gonna say the P is a rabbit tail.
I don't know about it's more like an elephant trunk to me.
Fine. Be that way.
But I do think that if a third one comes out, they're gonna do a little touch to the O's and the T in the middle to make it more like a bird face.
That's absolutely what it's gonna be. There's gonna be like an owl.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Yeah, I already see it. So yeah, shall we? I guess we could dive into what takes place in this movie.
Yeah.
And again, this is the last time I'll stress it. If you haven't seen it, go experience it for yourself. This movie is so damn good, and I don't want to take any of that experience away from anybody. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to discuss the movie. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
However, I should mention that in the span of a single edit cut, I've now seen the movie for a 14th time. So
you had to get one more refresher in.
I did, and I'm probably going to go for a 15th time right after we're done recording. I love this movie, guys. If I couldn't express it enough, well, let's go through the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, things open up. We get kind of a recap, a look back on things, and we're caught up with the story.
Yeah.
So a nice little refresher for people. So if you haven't seen the first one, which I don't know why you wouldn't have seen the first one by this point, but if you haven't, they're helping you out and gets everyone caught up, since it has been 9 years between these. But there's a cute moment here between Judy and Nick where she kind of starts batting at him, but she takes off his sunglasses, pulls his tie, and basically talks about how, like, we're not that different. Yeah, we're gonna be the best partners, and we're gonna save the world again, and we're not that different. I really love that interaction between the two of them. It kind of reminds us where they're at. This movie takes place just 1 week after their previous case. Yeah.
So, well, not 1 week after the previous case. 1 week after Nick joins the force, because I think there's a point in which a lot of people get confused where it's like, oh, they've only known each other for a week.
Yeah,
No. Like, Nick had to go through the police academy, and I think that usually takes 6 to 9 months, and so Yeah, like, so a week after he graduates, they are official partners.
Yes. And when I said last case, you're right in that everyone's going to assume I was talking about Bellwether. What I meant was the Flash.
Oh,
The last thing that we see them do in the movie. But that is a good clarification.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, so, you know, Judy's clearly excited. She's ready to go. She has this big old smile. And Nick's kind of like, again, it's the beauty of the contrast of their personalities that we get to see. And then right into that, there's another there's another scene where it shows them getting ready in the morning.
Yeah.
And call me whatever you will, but I thought it was fantastic that we get to see Judy in a towel. Getting ready for the morning. Look, it's cute, all right? Like, she's got the towel wrapped up. She's got her, like, towel, what would you call it, headband thing going. And again, the contrast, which I found very funny. Nick brushing his teeth with a hairbrush.
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah. You know, it's just showing us again. It's like these two might be quite in sync, but they're very different.
Yes.
So, then we get to move on to the first bit of action in the movie, which is the car chase. And so, like many buddy cop movies, this one opens with that big action sequence.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I went through and grabbed these photos, and I was trying to figure out why this had that greenish hue in the back.
It's the logo on the...
Yeah, it is. And when I was in the theater hours ago, I was like, okay, yeah, all right, good. I wanted to double check that this wasn't like a weird snapped photo from the theater.
No.
But yeah, so Sarah, this is a big deal because what this scene does is it opens us up immediately to what are Nick and Judy doing? They are undercover as parents with a baby.
Yeah.
And this is a huge moment because the anteater that they're investigating has no issue with this.
Yeah.
None. There are so many people out there that are like, well, you know, interspecies isn't really a thing in Zootopia. That is false. There are a number of examples, including Judy's neighbors, that it might be how far they are in if you will, a rabbit and a fox. That might be what might, you know, make someone go, huh.
Yeah, like the anteater is just like, oh, a fox and a bunny. Okay.
Okay. And he doesn't question the fact that they have a kid.
Right.
You know, so that could mean one thing or another, you know, like obviously, as Sarah will constantly remind people, adoption is a thing.
Guardianship, adoption, you know, fostering.
Yeah, but I'm still convinced that, I mean, let's be real, is Finnick not already almost like a fox and rabbit combo?
I guess so.
I mean, come on, they can have their own little Finnecks. But this is big because I feel like this is, you know, this is the creators with that first little bit of acknowledgement.
Yeah.
If nothing else, a tease towards the amount of people that ship these two. But I mean, I don't know. Sarah, am I crazy? Like, I thought this was a huge moment.
No, it's definitely like a very big like dangling of like the fishing line.
Yes.
Right off the bat by the directors and writers.
In the first 5 minutes, we knock out the argument from anybody that, well, interspecies relationships aren't a thing in Zootopia. Yeah. It's like, it would make no sense if Nick Wilde decided we should go undercover as parents if this wasn't something they'd be able to get away with. It would have raised too many red flags and it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But it does because this isn't a foreign concept to Zootopia. So.
Oh, you know what? I have a project for you the next time you go see this movie.
Okay. Just stare at Judy's eyes the whole time.
As Nick and Judy are leaving the ZPD office, I think in the background there's a lion and like a leopard, and like it looks like they have a kid. And I'm like, was that a leopard? Like she looked like a snow leopard, like the white with silver spots. And I was like,
You know, it's interesting because later when we do meet Pabert for the first time,
Yeah.
there's a moment where there's a lion and a leopard, I think.
Yeah.
There too.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same people?
I don't know. Maybe.
Huh. Not likely that it is. Zootopia is a vast place.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, also, Sarah, your thoughts. I want your opinion on both of their undercover outfits. Let's start with Nick.
I would say that Nick is a 10 out of 10.
That is a dad right there.
Yeah.
That is the belt on the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I gotta rate Judy an 8 out of 10 just because I feel like she laid it on a little too thick as far as like, it's not in this shot, but she also had like heart-shaped glasses and all that stuff. And I don't know what's going on with those leggings. I'm not a fan of the leggings. But other than that, like her outfit's pretty cute.
Well, I give her a 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10 even.
Yeah.
Nick met the assignment perfectly.
Yeah.
Judy just
overdid it.
Judy looks good. I enjoy it though. And I also I love the hair clip on one ear.
The scrunchie.
The scrunchie, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's a scrunchie.
The scrunchie on the
Is
ear.
it only on one ear? I thought it was okay.
It's on one ear.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Well, I guess that's another thing for you to
don't worry guys, I'll come back with the scoop. So, we move on to the car chase.
Yeah, I guess it is on one ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Told you.
Mystery solved.
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, so we have this car chase. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's a great way to open the movie.
It is. It's a high action sequence. It kind of shows the butting heads between most of the police force and Judy and Nick.
Yeah. And not only does it, like, it also sets up, like, some of the butting of heads between Nick and Judy themselves.
True.
Yeah.
It does. So, so they go through this. Things don't go super well. Well, no, I mean, they do actually apprehend their suspect, but
the Zebros did it.
The Zebros get the credit for it, but they end up tearing up a whole bunch of stuff here. It happens. Yeah. The Sheepshire scene, very funny. Yeah. I love the idea of shaving in your muscles and your
yeah.
That's just too good. Plus the reaction to that, but a lot of like just the animal funnies you get throughout this, including the porcupine rolling as the spike strip.
Spikes, yeah.
It's good. It's all good.
It's good.
Yeah, and Judy knows how to drive a stick.
Yeah.
Real good. So yeah, go Judy. Like I love it. I love that we get this scene, and obviously I think some of us after the trailers had certain hopes for why Nick was wearing a Foxy Dad shirt. But yeah, you know what? Also, Sarah, if you will, consider this. I know you made the comment about her leggings here.
Yeah.
But if you will consider,
yes,
when she's driving this hot rod, she looks like she's absolutely like in the 1950s like aesthetic. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling, or would it be the 60s?
I feel like she's more 80s to 90s to me, with the scrunchie.
I guess that's fair. I guess maybe a lot of girls weren't wearing leggings in the 50s.
Yeah.
My point is that she's awesome. They get in trouble. And we end up in this scene. So kind of the bridge between these two scenes, Bogo has a conversation with them. And effectively he's saying, I might have to split you guys up.
Yeah. Which
every person in the world doesn't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Every animal and person in the world's like, no, Bogo, you can't do it. Now, he does give them an out. He's like, well, go to couples therapy of all things. Again, a lot of fun sequences in here. But, again, there's just a lot of, like, great humor sprinkled out throughout this entire movie. I consider this movie funnier than the first movie.
Yeah.
I feel like while there was definitely like the cleverness from the first movie where they were introducing everything,
Right.
this one I felt like stepped it up a notch with. Now we're going to go a little bit harder into the humor, either with jokes or dialogue or visuals. There's a lot of physical humor in there as well. But I think one of the lines that really got me was Bogo. It's like, why can't you take anything seriously? And Nick says, well, jokes are a defense mechanism for anyone with a traumatic childhood. And Bogo's like, would you like a traumatic adulthood? And it's just,
Yeah.
it's great. It's real good. So yes, this couples therapy, which is probably also a little bit of a joke / nod, if you will, to the couple aspect of Judy and Nick. So they go through partners in crisis.
Yeah.
And that leads us to them leaving and having a conversation. So as they're leaving the police department, Judy and Nick are walking by like the whole police force, and they're just mocking the hell out of them. And one of the really nice things to pick up on this is that someone makes a, what does the fox say joke? You suck. You suck. But Judy is the one who gets fired up because of that joke. Like, hey, don't you be talking about my man that way. And yeah, she's like ready to throw hands. And Nick's the one who has to kind of like pull her back. Like, hey, it's all right. It's okay. And then they have a conversation outside of the police department. And this is another one where I felt like, oh, this is a highlight conversation.
Yeah.
Where, Judy is telling Nick, like, we have to prove that a bunny and a fox can be great partners. We have to show it to the world. And Nick's like, we don't need to show it. We don't need to prove anything to anybody. A little bit more mocking ensues, and Judy just turns to him and is like, we do, forever. So Judy's already committed, Sarah.
Yeah.
She is committed that she is going to prove to the world every day that a bunny and a fox were meant to be together. Every day. Forever. She's ready. She's committed, Sarah. What more can you ask for? Well, how about look inside Nick's apartment? So so they part ways. Judy has a quip, by the way.
Yeah.
And she's getting ready to leave where she says happy anniversary, and we learned during this sequence Judy does specify that we've been partners for 1 week, and she says happy anniversary. And then she says it again as they part ways.
Yeah.
Originally, this movie was actually, at one point, I should say, was actually going to have a full year gap. We have this confirmed that it was going to be a year jump. And that's actually why Judy keeps referencing an anniversary at first in this. Now, it still works that she's referencing it.
It's just been retconned to just 1 week
Right.
anniversary.
Which I love. I'm glad that they did this.
Yeah.
Because I want to see every minute of these two together. And that's just about what the movie's given us. They're not doing that time skip in this one. And, I just found that very interesting that it was almost a year jump. But yeah, so Judy's like, all right, have fun studying. We see a lot of great scenes from the city. And this was kind of a key moment, I feel like, this is our first time really seeing where Nick lives.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, a lot of us kind of were like, does he live under
anywhere?
the bridge?
Yeah.
And we don't really know if he had this place. Maybe he got this after the academy.
Yeah, like in the first film, when he's like giving Judy that big lowdown of like, oh yeah, you came here to fulfill all your hopes and dreams, but instead you're now living in emotional and literal squalor under a bridge. I feel like a lot of that people have kind of like seen that he was mostly talking about himself.
He's projecting.
Projecting. So I do wonder if he was living under a bridge at this point, and now that he's got some more income, he can get a place.
It is funny because when Judy's standing outside of his apartment, there's a mailbox, and you can see
past due
notices.
Yeah. He's probably still getting the hang of living in a place.
Probably is. Also of note, in this, Sarah, is the I know that you have a
bucket
commentary.
of tennis balls.
Although, yeah, there's a bucket of tennis balls. Curious about that.
Yeah.
Nick has his hobbies.
Yeah.
But also, apparently, Nick likes to buy things in bulk.
Yeah. He very much tends to buy big things. He's got that big jar of peanut butter, and then he bought that big carrot juice. And then what was the other thing that he?
Well,
there was another
the popsicles.
Thing. Yes, the popsicles, but that was actually
to sell.
To sell.
Was there another thing that he's?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the pizza that he ordered was going to be huge. I think there was another like empty pizza box with like one
we do
pizza.
See. Yep.
That was pretty big for just him. So like it seems that he tends to try and save money by buying large items.
Yeah. So another like a moment as Nick's walking into his apartment that's kind of like a big deal to me, to a lot of people that see these two as, you know, like romantic at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when Nick enters his apartment, he has like a little Judy Hopps shrine. It's not that's not what it is, but it's
all of the things that he has been gifted.
Yeah, like there's the clipping, the newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
Of their case together. Yeah. There's a confirmation, and you can see it here. His tie was a gift from Judy. We have this confirmed from the creators of the movie, and there's actually night howlers on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Judy got Nick a tie, and also, and biggest one is the carrot pen. And at one point, he sets it down, and you know there's a thump from the gym upstairs, and it flies up, and he grabs it midair, sets it down, and like pats it. Like this thing means a lot to this guy.
Yeah.
He's not putting on a show for anybody. He's by himself in his apartment, and he's like, this is important to me.
Yeah.
Another note, so while this is all happening with Nick, Judy is in her apartment and has a conversation with her parents.
Yeah.
And there's the bit with the grandmother. What does Grandma say, Sarah?
Every day I pray that you come home and make babies.
Make babies. Now, what's fun about this movie is that there are a lot of translations that it's gone through. And a lot of us, I think, in watching it in English, assume that the you means you, Judy. Like, Judy, come home, make babies with whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
But there seems to be, in other translations of this movie, the you actually seems to imply Judy and Nick. Like, both of you, like the you plural you, should come back here and make babies.
Yeah.
There are moments where, I guess in some dubs, she very specifically names Nick.
Yeah.
And says something to the effect of, like, getting married or something.
Yeah.
So, again, laying it on thick are the creators here in Zootopia 2. And we are eating. We are eating it up. We are feasting upon, it's like, stop teasing me, but don't stop teasing me. Like, this is just, there's a lot there, Sarah.
I do wonder what happens within the process of, like, translations like that, where it's like, who has what say, like, because, like, I don't know if the directors of, you know, Zootopia actually scour over that, or if it's, like, some other group.
I would have to assume that there are, this is an assumption, I don't know the answer, but I would have to assume that there are multilingual people that work at Walt Disney Animation. That is their job, is, hey, we're translating this, and as they're going through, they're probably like, hey, so what the joke here doesn't work in this language, how can we change it up? Or, you know, hey, translationally, we can't just leave it ambiguous saying you, like, we have to clarify it. Like, there's certain rules in languages for how you address people or address a group of people.
Yeah.
And that's my belief. My belief is that they couldn't be as vague in certain languages, and they were probably just like, no one's gonna look this up. Everybody has been scouring every
Dub.
dub,
Yeah.
trying to figure out oh, does this mean what I think it means?
Yeah.
So that's been an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you enjoyed looking at Nick sucking his finger this whole time?
Yeah, it's been a sight.
It's nice. So
I do have to appreciate the curvature of his nose. It's just really nice.
You're just what an attractive curvature of his nose. So unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of clips of this, so we're still gonna have to stare at this for one more moment, Sarah.
Okay.
And this might be like one of the biggest things to me in this movie. That's like maybe on the subtle side, but maybe a little bit more in your face. Is Judy comes over, and she says to Nick that, she's like explaining about we really got to solve this case. We're going to get split up either way. Whether we do this case or not do this case, we're going to get split up unless we can prove ourselves. And she says this to Nick, and upon more viewings, I'm just like, I can't see this meaning any other thing. Judy says to Nick, if I'm right, about solving this case, nobody will ever question whether you and I belong together again.
Yeah.
How much more on the nose do we gotta be, Sarah? I mean, come on. Judy is literally saying it. Yeah. She's saying it to the people that say, no, they shouldn't get together because X, Y, Z. Judy's like, we gotta prove it. And she says, if I'm right, after this movie, nobody will question whether you and I belong together. Mm-hmm. She says it. She's saying it to you. She's saying it to us. She's saying it to Nick. Mm-hmm. Sarah, she is. The writers are deliberate with what they're presenting. They know what they're saying. Mm-hmm. They know that there's a future to this franchise. Mm-hmm. I mean, how can anyone doubt this? Right?
Sure.
Sarah agrees. It's just, again, it's the way that she says it. It's the words that she says. Like, I know some people are like, nah, she's just talking about them being, whatever. They're talking about them being police partners. And it's like, okay. Yeah. You keep telling yourselves that. Yeah.
And sorry to get off topic again, but is that also a tennis ball shooter next to the bucket of tennis balls?
Maybe.
It kind of looks like it could be.
I see what you're saying. It could be. I like how I just realized that he has a little popsicle stand sign in the back. Mm-hmm. Sarah, I want to make one more note about this scene.
Okay.
Because there's a lot that happened right here. And again, I wish I had more little pictures to spread here. But Judy also, when he first opens the door, she's like talking, and she's like, "Ooh, yikes!"
Your apartment's a mess.
No, she's like, "Now I see," or what is it? No wonder you don't ever invite me over.
Yeah.
Judy wants to be invited over to Nick's place.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Ooh," and Nick. Apparently, this is a thing with foxes, is that they are actually a little bit messy. Mm-hmm. So good job, creators, on that. But Sarah, Judy is implying like, "Hey, why haven't you invited me over?" And she's like, "Oh, now I see why."
Yeah.
Why does she want to be invited over, Sarah?
To hang out.
Sure. All right. Well, things ramp up here, and so we get into this little scene where it's the Zootopia intro, and this specific. So I really love how they put the music together and the snow like launching out of whatever they are, but like bursting out of the ground.
Yeah.
With the music, it pumps me up every time. I'm like, boom! It's it's great. This is another great intro. The lighting is beautiful. The way that you see the heat on the walls on one side and then the snow on the other. They did just such a beautiful job of putting this together. But speaking of beautiful, that one right there, this scene, I've seen people kind of talking about it, debating it a little bit. But like how Nick is looking at Judy while she's driving and she's excited. And it is in this moment where she turns and looks at him where Nick kind of like starts chuckling and shakes his head. And I've seen some people even say like, well, first off, people are like, oh, she's never going to know how her fox is looking at her. Like, he's right there, Judy. Mm-hmm. But on the other end, I've seen some people be like, oh, I wish, like, he kind of like shakes it off a little bit like, we understand why, given conversations that come later in the movie, but I think he just can't help himself. Mm-hmm. I think that, look at the face that's looking you right in the eyes like this. How can you not smile? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's why he breaks and smile, and then he just has to shake his head. It's just that, like, look at this girl, you know? What do you think? Yeah.
I think you're correct.
They're adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then, if that wasn't enough, we get him in these clothes. We get Nick in a tux. We get Judy in a dress. People were asking me for years, leading up to Zootopia 2, what is something you want to see in Zootopia 2? And I said, I want to see Judy Hopps in a dress. Not just like randomly in a dress, but I figured it would be an undercover scene, and that is exactly what they gave me in this. And I love it. I get that some people might have opinions about what Judy does with her ears. I think that she's trying. She's a country girl trying to make herself look nice and fancy. Mm-hmm. Judy, I think you did great. Ignore the haters. And Nick looks great, but that's because of... I'm sorry, what was that?
No, it said ignore the haters, and I pointed to myself.
That's what I thought I saw.
I didn't like what she did with
What's your
ears.
issue with them?
It looks funny.
She's trying to look fancy and you're laughing at her right now. Yeah. It's a good thing that she's not as self-conscious as Nick. Mm-hmm. I mean, she is. Again, we learned that later. Yeah. But she's trying, Sarah.
Okay.
Let a girl feel pretty.
Okay.
All of you. I was ready to throw hands. In between...
With all the comments on the Glambot.
Yes. Oh, she looks so cute in the Glambot, though. Yeah.
I think a lot of those are just jokes.
They were. But I was still like, what if Judy sees this? Yeah. She's going to feel bad.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
You got something to say?
She won't see it.
Because she lives in Zootopia.
Yeah.
Okay. But this scene has so much beautiful, mushy, gushy tension. Yeah. It is... Oh, my God, these two have the hots for each other. Mm-hmm. But Nick, like, in this scene, Sarah, I feel like it's one of the most obvious moments where it's like, Nick's fallen. Yeah. Again, go back and watch it. Nick is, like, just can't take his eyes off Judy. Like, there is a full, like, 5 to 10 second scene where Judy's talking about wanting to infiltrate. Yeah, or how she's always dreamed of infiltrating a place like that. Great line, by the way. Yeah. I love how it's delivered, too. So, Judy. But Nick's just kind of sitting back a little bit, just admiring her. And it's not until she kind of acknowledges him that it kind of breaks the gaze. And it's just so good. Sarah, what kind of romance do you see here? Like, tell me about this scene and the stuff that you saw that makes you go, oh.
Yeah. I mean, like, I personally find it, like, really hard to interpret it any other way other than, like, there's some romantic tension going on. And it's, like, mostly coming from Nick, a little bit from Judy. Like, she's got that little bit where she does kind of, like, look up at him, too, and has, like, a nice, soft moment. And then she, puts on, takes the flower, the boutonniere.
A flower that flower is a sign of affection.
Calendula.
Yeah, affection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I I would love to pick somebody's brain who doesn't ship Nick and Judy and be like, but what about this? Like, how do you watch this scene and not feel any sort of romantic tension between these two at all?
I just, to me, I feel like and I'm just gonna say this, I don't know if I fully buy a lot of it. Like the people that are, and there's not a lot, but for the people, like, granted, you can have whatever opinion, but like, I think the ones that, it's one thing to be like, I'd prefer it not, but like, some of the people get really like loud about it, and I'm like, I can't tell if you're trolling or not. But hey, I guess some people might project themselves into these characters and say, well, this is what I would want. I don't know, but regardless, this scene is great. And Sarah pointed this out to me recently. I never picked up on this, but the undershirt, Sarah.
Oh, yes. The undershirt that Nick has also has a leaf pattern like his Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah. Judy's the one who picked this out. She knows her man. All right. So I think that's great. Again, I didn't realize, by the way, just how long we would get Judy in the dress. I love that they do this undercover bit. I love that she's dressed up for it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But Judy's in this dress up until they end up meeting Nibbles.
Yeah.
Like, they go through a whole bunch of stuff before they get to that point.
Right.
So, yeah. They make it inside of the gala. We learn, a little bit more. She meets Pabert, and the Pabert meeting is interesting to watch when you now have the hindsight information. For those that don't know, at one point this movie was almost a love triangle, and that was going to be kind of what, I guess, the idea might have been like, oh, that'll be what, where Judy sees what she needs to see in Nick. I'm glad they didn't do this. I think everyone's relieved that they didn't do this story. Pabert was going to be that point of the love triangle. And thank you for not doing that. Because I think a lot of people agree that it would have diminished what Judy and Nick do learn about each other in this movie. They're able to learn about that without some outside influence. And the idea of if Judy did fall for someone else and then saw, oh, I was betrayed, Nick, I appreciate you now. It's like, it would cheapen a lot of the potential between the two of them. So glad that they didn't do that. And I'm trying to think of other moments here, Sarah. Do you have any comments about the gala scene? It's a fun scene. The music's great, by the way. Michael Giacchino did another great job on the soundtrack. Very different from the first one, but it still has the little, the themes are still alive in these, including in this scene. But what did you think of the gala scene?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's also like a great follow-up to the scene that we just had of them kind of having their like romantic tension outside. And then, like, even though that the love triangle wasn't a thing in the movie, like the final film, there is still just like a teensy little hint of it left where like Nick gets a little bit jealous that Judy laughs at Paubert's joke, which was the joke that Nick just told her like a little while ago.
And he's like, that's my joke.
That was my joke.
Yeah. And again, I'm fine with them having that much. Even just, it's one of those like, if you know, you know, type things where, you see they're both being kind of awkward to each other, Judy and Pabert. But there's also a very little detail that I love every time I see it. Yeah. Judy is like, oh yeah, it's always good to be prepared for any scenario. And then she's like, oh, which is not a weird thing to say at a party. But what I love about it is if you watch Judy, she does this thing where she like puts her hand on her hip and doesn't like where it aligns and then like adjusts it like twice. Yeah. Just like feeling like the and it's, I love it. It's the little body language stuff like this. Like I always praise Zootopia 1 for the amount of emotion you see just in the body language, just in the ears, in the nose, in the eyes of these characters, just in their stance. But that was Sarah, I love it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like where she kind of shuffles.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff takes place here. We kind of learn about, obviously Gary shows up. He's got the journal.
Crashes the gala.
Yeah. Judy and Nick get framed. Great joke here, by the way. Like, I love that they got away with this, where Nick hits the reptile, and he's like, got him. Or her, reptiles. It's like, who knows?
Yeah. It's like, who knows?
That's hilarious. And, again, it shows, a lot of these animals don't interact often. So you're going to get them to sometimes say less than flowery things about each other. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the joy of watching the movie is seeing how all of these animals would be interacting and treating each other and all that. So, yeah, these two get in trouble, Sarah. Any bits in the... well, I guess there was one bit. Let me see if I have it here. So this joke made the rap party erupt. And I was bummed because this actually... They released this, and this image is actually flipped from the movie, but they released, like, oh, hey, there's a Ratatouille thing in Zootopia 2, and I'm like, no! Like, oh, no, I wanted people to see this without any internet help.
Right.
I imagine it's so hard being a movie creator, and then just sitting back going, so what are they going to spoil? Mm-hmm. We have experience with this kind of stuff, same with like My Little Pony, for example, where the creators were always like, God, we were always crossing our fingers that the promos they would do wouldn't spoil stuff. Yeah. Because it was out of their hands. Mm-hmm. And this was one of those jokes where I'm like, dang it, they released it before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this got an absolute eruption out of that viewing that I was at, and rightly so. It's a great joke. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Sarah, any other bits from
the gala?
Yeah, between this and where we see Mr. Big. Because I will say I like the carrot pin comes into play a little bit, and we see where we start getting the hints where Judy and Nick aren't so much on the same page. Yeah. It's kind of sprinkled throughout the beginning of the movie, but yeah, I guess we get to Mr. Big then. And Frou Frou, and Judith. So here's these three, and this is an interesting bit because Mr. Big gets into the conversation about the Linksleys, and talks about how, they're killers.
They're killers.
And it's like, oof, like he's like, you just need to leave. Yeah. And Sarah and I have talked about this, how it's like, does that imply that while Mr. Big does not know about the conspiracy, it's brought up, and he's like, I don't know what it is regarding the snake. Yeah. But if he knows that they're killers, that means that he knows of them killing other people or animals.
Yeah. It's just like, so how much other shit does that family get up to that we don't even know about? Yeah. That he does, because he is also like a crime boss and has a pretty good pulse on like the seedy ongoings of the city.
Yep. So... yeah, bad family that we're dealing with here. Judy is still very much like, we're going to get it done. Nick is like, I'm ready to leave. Even throws the line like, you're really throwing that we around. Yeah. When she's like, we're going to solve this case. Now, this all leads us to meeting Nibbles Maplestick, the podcaster and the one who's going to help Judy and Nick throughout the movie. When Nibbles first showed up, when I first saw this character, and, you got Nibbles Maplestick, I was like, oh, no. I thought this character was going to be one of those really annoying, you wish they never showed up type of characters. Yeah. And Sarah, they pulled it off.
They pulled it off.
They found a sweet spot. Yeah. We do have confirmation that at one point Nibbles was
super annoying.
super annoying, but they really reeled in
Yeah.
Nibbles' character and actually give her some really great scenes in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Her interaction that we'll talk about a little later with Nick
Mm-hmm.
in jail
Yeah.
is great.
Mm-hmm.
And the bond that Nibbles and Nick begin to share also is it's nice. You know,
Yeah.
it's fun. They I was so relieved though that Nibbles ended up being a character that I'm like, I'm good if we see Nibbles again.
Yeah.
In future movies.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Good job, guys. Finessing your movies, you did it. So there is one bit, Sarah and I were talking about this tonight, actually, where Nibbles. And Sarah doesn't subscribe to my idea here, but I'm going to share it anyways. Nibbles is right about the reptiles. You know, knows the reptiles.
Yeah.
And isn't in podcast mode here, but she says, like, that jackalopes are real. Or, you know, Mom. And I'm like, now, Sarah, for jackalopes to exist, would they actually be like an interspecies offspring?
No.
Sarah doesn't think so.
No.
Sarah's like, nah, they're just old rabbits.
Well, I say that because in the first movie, I think there's a gag when they're running through the Natural History Museum. Is there like there's a diorama with jackalopes in it, like kind of like being like, huh.
But
they're like all cave rabbits or whatever.
But Nibbles says they are real.
Well, they were.
She says are.
Okay, well maybe there's a subset that survived all these years.
They're hiding. They're hiding with the reptiles. They're like, no one believes.
But as far as my understanding of the real jackalope lore goes, I don't think some guy was like, yeah, an antelope and a jackrabbit got together. I think he just literally was like, look at this unique species of rabbit that I found, and definitely didn't glue the antlers of a deer on to get money.
Is a jackalope a hybrid? Is a jackalope a hybrid? Google AI says yes. And we never argue with Google AI.
No, but in the sense...
mythical hybrid creature from North American folklore described as a jackrabbit with antelope or deer-like antlers.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the lore behind it is that an antelope and a jackrabbit got together and made babies.
How else would you explain it?
It's just that it is a subspecies of rabbit that happened to grow horns for any sort of evolutionary reason.
A horny rabbit. That actually just slipped out of my mouth. A horny rabbit. Yeah. Well, okay. That's fine. Sarah can believe what she wants, and I'll believe what I want. But I'll do more research on that.
Yeah.
Takes us to Marsh Market. We get an introduction to a bunch of the animals. But this whole ordeal, there's a couple of cute moments I really love in this. There's a bit where Nick grabs, maybe steals, Cap, and there's a shot where you can see him, him placing it on Judy's head. Like, hey, we got to be covering up a little bit, because they are wanted fugitives.
Yeah.
Anything from Marsh Market before they get to the boat that you liked?
Well, the whole bit of them getting to the boat via the walrus that they meet.
No, I meant that boat.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I liked all of the quick gags that they were able to put in. Like our friend Paleo is going to be very excited because they put a dolphin in there.
There is a dolphin.
There is a dolphin.
He messaged me as soon as he saw the movie.
Yeah.
Dolphin. But yeah, no, I'm looking at there's so many details in this that I haven't yet had a chance.
It's like a really lively place. They did a really good job setting the scene and filling it with so many things to look at.
Another thing that I need to just give props to the and I forget how many. When I was at the wrap party, they specified like they have a scene with X amount of characters in it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that specific scene is later when we get to Burning Mammal. But
Yeah.
I mean, even this shot, like, look how many characters.
Right.
There's so much going on in so many of the
Like,
scenes like this.
Even like way back there on the left, you can see some two dudes like standing on a balcony. Like, way back there.
Yeah, there's so many little details that they took the time that make this world that much more real.
Right.
I want to just constantly give props and props, but if I gave them too many props about their details, then I would miss giving them props about the stuff that truly matters. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so we get on this boat ride, and Judy once again, Nick is being stared down by this walrus doing backstroke. It's hilarious. It's great. I love the awkwardness of that. And so Nick, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for this. And Judy just kind of gives a little snippy, not even snippy. Like, what would you call it? Like,
just happy anniversary. Like a
happy anniversary.
I wouldn't even call it sarcastic, but somewhere in the lines of just I don't know.
Happy anniversary. And the walrus goes, wait, it's your anniversary?
Yeah.
Again, by the way, to the anti-interspecies lot that exists, the walrus doesn't question it. He goes, oh, it's your anniversary. And he plays what?
Bella Notte.
Oh, this is the night. He just goes, oh, okay, of course, you guys are on your anniversary. This is your anniversary. That's great. I love that they have this all set up.
Yeah.
And Nick is just like, But Judy is the one to really observe here, because she kind of has this and looks at Nick like, how's he reacting to this? And when she sees he's like grimacing like, she's like, But there's a lot of debate on if Judy's kind of like, I'm kind of okay with this. But their fate, again, it's a beautifully awkward moment before any confirmation.
Yeah.
Like, definite confirmation. I love that they're putting them both through this. Them, being the creators. And it's so delicious.
Yeah.
Judy and Nick, neither of them deny it, by the way.
Yeah.
Any of the times that it comes up, there's no denial from them. They don't push back. They don't say, no. And that may be enough of a hint itself. That maybe neither of them want to deny it. Maybe they're like, I mean, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to say like, no. Because maybe they're already thinking, maybe there is a little something here, Sarah. Maybe. And I want to, I don't know if now's the time to bring this up or later, but a lot of people are debating how far each has fallen for the other at what point in the movie. And I think you had some input on this.
Yeah, like my kind of read is that I feel like underlying both of them do have feelings for each other, but I feel like Nick has been the person to completely fall first, and I think Judy needs just that little bit of a kickstart to be like, oh yeah. I feel like there are moments where she does have those romantic tension moments, but it does feel like Nick's the person to fall first, and then when he kind of is able to open up and be like, hey, I care about you and you're important to me, in that sort of really profound sense. I feel like that kind of opens her eyes to where it's oh yeah, I probably I do feel the same, and so I do feel like they by the end of the movie are coming to closer together in being on the same page.
Yeah.
As far as in a romantic sense.
And I love it. I agree. I've seen people, and I'm like, where they're the he fell first,
Mhm.
but she fell harder
Mhm.
type of thing. Like, oh, is that what's possibly coming?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Nick, again, in this specific scene, and it makes sense, like, he kind of has this, like, oh no,
Mhm.
look on his face, to which some people have been like, oh, see, they hate it. And it's like, I think Nick is just shy about
Mhm.
these kind of feelings.
Yeah.
And
He's shy about it, and it's just like, it's also just not really the time. Like,
right, that too. He
it
just,
kind of got thrust upon them.
plus, he probably would have enjoyed this more,
Mhm.
except the fact that his whole motivation that
Mhm.
we know about is that he wants, and this is why, again, I highly suggest, if you can, go see it again in theaters.
Mhm.
If you've seen it once, go see it again, because knowing what you know after the confession scene, same with, the twists in the movie,
Mhm.
it's a lot of fun to look back and connect other dots. Nick, it basically says, he's like, he's all but saying, I've been kind of afraid to open up.
Mhm.
But also is like, it's always been about protecting you. I don't want you to get hurt. And the problem Nick's dealing with in this specific scene is that he hasn't yet talked Judy out of this case.
Yeah.
So, they're getting ever closer to something, and he's just like, oh my God, like, and now this on top of everything else. But yeah, so good. Are we ready to move on from the boat ride?
Yes.
So another scene that has a lot of people talking and had them talking when the trailer came out was Nick in this
With
hallway
long arms.
with long arms, and he finally gets a grip on that beautiful Judy Hopps. Look at her face.
Yeah.
This movie, if and I'll talk about this later,
Yeah.
but this movie got so animated. Like they really went the cartoony level on this, and great, like it looks really good. And yeah, we got this ear pole scene. We knew this was coming, and speaking of coming, look at that face, Sarah. Judy Hopps. What I meant is, they were going, not coming. They were going to the reptiles. But this bit is hilarious, and they dragged it out for as long as they could. You and I were talking about this, about the prospect of, like, it's not so much that Judy was in pain, because even after the initial pull, like, she's still kind of laughing.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are like, she's smiling, guys. And maybe it was, maybe she is. Maybe she locks eyes with Nick at one point and realizes that he's like, oh, she's enjoying this. What do you think?
Well, no, because, like, at a certain point after she's,
I'm
like,
joking, but...
laughed it off, she's like, hey, don't pull my ears.
Right.
Like, I think there's a moment where she realizes that he's still holding on to them, and she's like, hey, don't pull a bunny's ears.
It's probably, if nothing else, like, it's probably one thing where it might not hurt in that sense.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some bunny experts that are going to be like,
Well, I think it initially hurts, but then, like, she's still very much, like, nonchalant, and she's like, I am holding the rail, when he's, like, begging.
But it's probably also, like, I mean, imagine someone having a rope to your head.
Yeah.
That it's pulling it back. Like, if anything, her
Right.
neck's probably like, ow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, but, I think that some of the animations here that they gave us are gifts from God. And thank you, Disney and everyone involved.
Yeah.
But no, it's a funny scene.
Yeah.
Which, leads them into the Reptile, I almost said district, but it wasn't. This isn't the district. This is just
hideout.
the hideout. And this leads us to a couple of really good gags. They just throw a bunch in here.
Right.
This one got me real hard when I saw the movie the first time. When he steps on the tail falls off, and her response is, "Keep it."
Yeah.
I actually briefly met the person who voiced this character at the rap party, but I love that. Like, that response, like, this "keep it" again. That to me is very adult humor.
Yeah.
The way she says it, her eyes, Sarah.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
she's like, keep it. And she does like an eyebrow waggle or stuff like that.
It. So yeah, I like her boots.
Yeah.
But just a really funny deal all the way through. The guy in the background with the skin, he's drunker than shit, and he falls over.
Yeah.
It's just a really funny scene. This whole scene, which leads us to meeting Jesus. Jesus kind of, gives a spiel, helps us connect dots in the story. But a scene that he gives us also is the scene involving the worm or grubs, worms, where Judy and Nick both have to eat them.
Yeah.
And they go through their gag cycle, and it's funny because once Nick realizes, like, what the hell, that this was all just a joke for the reptiles to be like, you ate the grubs. Nick does a slow turn towards Judy, and Judy's still kind of like processing it, and then like looks back at him like like this guilty like oops. And I love that. Also, a bit that I love in this is when Jesus is talking about the reptile area and how basically they're about to get moved again,
right,
relocated, because the plan is to freeze over Marsh Market. The music in that scene is so good, real good, and it's not on the soundtrack. I was like, they released the soundtrack and that bit wasn't on there. I'm like, no. There's a small bit during this specific scene where Jesus is about to run off on the water, but that full bit of music, it plays during the bar scene, and it also plays in the honeymoon lodge when Judy discovers more. But it's so good. But yeah, the moments that kind of pull on the heartstrings here. We learn about the Tundra Town expansion, and then the Judy and Nick are found by the ZPD and have to go on the run. So here come these guys. Anything else from the Reptile?
I mean, there's just so many things going on in the background. Like, honestly, this movie does require like at least a second, maybe even a third watch, because there's so many things that the animators have put in the background. Because there's an entire like little ecosystem like up. There's like a tree that's growing in the middle of this boat, and like all along the tree trunks, like up on the ceiling, you can see like little geckos and stuff. There's like tree roots there. There's like little geckos that are always like crawling along that, and then like even when Jesus is like, hey, to the waiter's walking upside down,
right,
like the whole time.
Yeah. It's just so much in all of these scenes. I agree with you. Yeah. 3 should be the minimum. Just keep buying. Forget the other movies you want to see in the theater. Just go see Zootopia 2. Yeah. And so the chase scene takes place. Nick takes more of a beating in this. Yeah. Judy's trying to catch Gary. Yeah. And this all sets up what ends up being a very intense scene. By the way, I want to mention Mr. and Mrs. Otterton. Yeah. Not here, but they do show up in this scene as they're about to get demolished by some hippos. Yeah. They're fun to watch in the background because Mr.
They're
rolling
Otterton, their little arms out.
Mr. Otterton tries so goddamn hard. But it's great. Again, I'm sure there's more that I just haven't seen yet. Yeah. But they're warned by Nibbles, don't jump into the red line. No landies. You see the sign there. Yeah. It is a drowning hazard. And in Judy goes. Sarah, what happens when Judy Hopps jumps into the red line?
She nearly drowned.
Uh-oh. Trying to catch up. Nick at one point is trying to communicate to Judy, like, we need to get out of here. Yeah. And Judy's like, we have to get him or get to him. We can't lose him. But Judy's drowning. Yeah. Like this is like she just got flung off of Gary's tail in this specific moment. And you see Nick in the background like, Judy's willing to die for this case. And Nick is like, not today, Satan. But no, he's like, I gotta save my bunny. And luckily they're able to, escape from the water pipe. It's got the emergency exits. But Sarah, this scene leads to maybe as far as I've seen some, I shouldn't even say I've seen it. I've only heard about some of the conversation regarding Judy. And this is probably the scene that comes up the most.
Yeah.
Where after they get out of the water, they both check up on each other sincerely. But Nick is like, well, I think some sorries are in order. And Judy is like, oh, basically like, you don't need to apologize. I know you didn't lose them on purpose. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you owe me apologies. And I think some people have misinterpreted a little bit from this scene, because I've seen the argument that basically, like, how dare Judy demand the fox that just saved his life?
Her life.
Did I say his?
Yeah.
Her life. How dare she demand an apology? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? She doesn't demand any apology. She doesn't. She just thinks, she's being a little dense in the moment, but she thinks Nick is apologizing, starting to. And she's like, hey, you don't need to. She's not saying, you should apologize to me. And I was worried the first time I saw this scene, Sarah.
Yeah.
I thought, I was kind of like, oh, Judy, please don't say something you're going to regret here. Yeah. Because when Nick said, like, not me sorry, you sorry, I was afraid that then Judy was going to be like, well, I mean, if anyone's going to be sorry, and, like, kind of backtrack on what she had just told him not to apologize for. But she doesn't. She just says, well, we lost him now. Like, and we have nothing, like, if I didn't do what I did, we would have even been more lost than we are right now. But they have their little skirmish, and it gets interrupted. But any takes from you, Sarah, on that scene?
No, I definitely, it just further, like, sows the seeds of, like, a scene that's, coming up, where it's like, yeah, like, throughout this movie, Nick and Judy haven't really been on the same page, and there's just, like, they got a lot of things to work out as far as communication goes, and how they approach things, but, that's just what makes this a good film. Like, they can't be perfect people all the time, otherwise there's not going to be an interesting story. Yeah. And so I think this is a perfect learning moment for Judy, where it's like she can, think back on it and just be like, yeah, I should have handled this situation differently. But I don't think it's as egregious as a lot of people try to make it.
I think it's overblown, and I think that it's some people, I think just taking others' words for it. Go, oh, she demanded an apology? It's like, no, she didn't. And that's why I'm like, no! But, I don't know, it could also be just how, I get it. There's some people that might be a bigger fan of Nick, bigger fan of Judy, bigger fan of whatever. And there might be a little bit of like, I feel like you're being a jerk right now. Yeah. And again, like you said, like, the flaws that these two have, they are beautiful flaws. They make the characters so endearing. It's why we love getting to watch them learn through these flaws through each other. And so, yes, we're going to get scenes like this, but that's what makes them real, is that they're not just like, well, on to the next thing. Yeah. It's like, no, like, these are, Judy is so focused on this case, and I have a theory, a little bit, of part of the reason why. Like, we understand from the first movie that Judy, when she sets her mind to it, she wants to solve this case. She wants, she wants justice for those that should have it. She wants to be able to make the world a better place. But the whole meat of why they even went forward with this case was, remember, at the crux of it, it was that Judy said, we got to do this to show everyone that we belong together. And I feel like that's a driving force for her, where she's like, yo, this is important to me. Yeah. Not just because, like, I'm starting to discover, like, oh, maybe the snake, is innocent, but I feel like it's also driven by the very personal side of it, where she's trying to prove to the world that Judy and Nick belong together.
Yeah.
Romantically.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you'll get there, Judy. Unfortunately, you guys got to go through another speed bump first, and that was this scene. And I want people, whenever you do go back and watch this again, if you haven't noticed already, this scene is a heartbreaker. And in every viewing I've been to, this has been the most audible reaction I've heard from the audience every time. It is when the carrot pin falls to its death. You know, when they start bickering and the carrot pin lands on the ledge.
Yeah.
And then they hurry down to grab it, and it goes falling. As it's falling, I always hear people go, and then when it hits the ground and shatters, no. Like, people care about this carrot pin. But again, it's good storytelling.
Yeah.
It goes to show that the creators were able to draw people to this carrot pin.
Mm-hmm.
A toy recording carrot pin.
Yeah.
People cared deeply about this.
Yeah.
And Nick and Judy did too. And in this scene, I was going to say, if you go back and watch it, there's a moment where it cuts to an outside shot of just the cliff face kind of straight on.
Mm-hmm.
Judy and Nick, where they're bickering, they are bickering inside of a heart. There is a heart cut out in the rock face.
Mm-hmm.
It is there. It is there. The subliminal messages that they're throwing in here to try to make... It's like, hopefully we got everyone on board because Zootopia 3 is coming. Yeah. That's my belief about where it's going. But yeah, they're in a heart, Sarah.
Yeah.
Have you seen this heart yet? I've pointed it out to you like a couple times.
Well, the last time I saw the movie was 40X, right? And that was the one where I was trying to look for it, and I didn't because...
Screen X.
Oh, it's Screen X.
Might have been the last one we saw together.
Yeah, I guess I forgot to look.
I pointed it out, but...
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, like, it's...
I'll do it again. Every time we see this movie, I'll be like, there it is, there it is, there it is. But it's there. It is a heart in the cliff face, a ragged heart. And, So this bit, though, it hurts. You know, like, the carrot pin does mean, especially to those of us that are so attached to these characters, that pin meant something. And the scene where it explodes, I did remember, like, almost believing immediately, like, this pin will be fixed. It will come back. Like, I was like, it cannot die. But you see, and this is another scene that I've seen some criticism, apparently, for Judy, is that after it bursts into pieces, we already know how much this pin means to Nick, right? Like, we've seen how, like, careful he is with it in his own house.
Yeah.
But the thing here, and I think this is really special, is that even though that was Nick's gift, and we see how much he cares about this pin to the point where he brings it with him everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
As soon as it breaks, he doesn't feel bad for himself. He immediately looks at Judy.
Yeah.
He looks to her and he's like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" And you know, it was a kind of a mutual thing between the two of them. They did kind of wrestle over the pen.
Yeah.
So they're both at fault. Like, Nick kind of started it and Judy helped finish it. But neither of them wanted that pin destroyed. And Judy is so hurt by this. You can see it in her face. She's just staring down, and she just can't say anything. I just need to focus. I just need to go.
Yeah.
And she does. And I've seen people be like, she didn't even care. And I'm like, what are you watching? What movie are you guys looking at? She absolutely does care. It hurt her. It hurt both of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, talking about this scene combined with the honeymoon lodge scene that we're about to get to. Yeah. Well, there's a honeymoon lodge, Sarah.
Yeah.
And what do they say about the honeymoon phase? Bam! Yeah, I mean, this is to signify the honeymoon phase of their relationship is over. You know, that they are gonna hit speed bumps.
Yeah.
And as we know, in relationships, that's okay. It's how you handle those. But they get in the honeymoon lodge. They're not really talking that much. Nick realizes that the ZBD's coming, and gets to Judy, who just found more evidence about, or stuff in regards to this reptile neighborhood that's been
taken
erased.
over by the Linksley family.
Yeah, and this is where the breaking point happens for where they are right now, because Judy is like, we have to solve the case, Nick. Like, she's just like so focused on it. Yeah. And Nick's like, I don't care about the case. And you can see it in Judy's eyes where she's just like, ouch. Like, what? And then Nick says, he's like, it's not worth dying for. She goes on about how, the world will never be a better place if there's no one willing to fight for it. And Nick drops this on her where he's basically like, the world is what it is. And sometimes being a hero doesn't make a difference. And she's just like, it's like you can see her world shattering around her.
Right.
And this brings me back to, I feel like part of this, it's already a big deal and I'll bounce off you, Sarah, on this. But it's already a big deal to Judy about, I want to do the right thing. I want to solve this case. But I interpret this a little bit additionally, where I'm thinking that Judy is seeing this moment, seeing Nick's reaction, seeing him give up on the case, and maybe feels like, are you giving up on us?
Yeah.
Because, again, the whole reason they started this case and went past Bogo's demands of not doing it was because Judy's like, I want to prove, we need to prove that we belong together. And this is Nick saying it's not worth it.
Right.
And I'm wondering if Judy, there was some of that playing in her, like, in her mind and her heart, where she's like, this isn't important to you.
Yeah.
It's not just the case, but it's us. Like, this isn't important to you. And it's heartbreaking if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
No,
I think that's why she's so visibly upset and, like, just, like, can barely get the words out that, like, I think we are different. Because I feel like she does take it at a deeply personal level. Like, not just, like, it's, like, one level where he's just like, well, this case isn't worth dying for. Like, I feel like she also does take it to that personal level, as you said, with, like, maybe he doesn't believe in, like, me or us, or, like, that we can tackle this together. And yeah.
And this was another moment of relief for me, because when Judy starts in with her, I think, and you can hear it, like, Jennifer Goodwin does a really great job with conveying this emotion. I mean, both Jason Bateman and Jennifer did wonderful jobs with these characters again.
Yeah.
But I was worried because I'm like, oh, Judy, please don't say something you're going to regret right now. When she starts, because you have a bit of time to process what she might say. And, she's like, I think that I thought she was going to say, I think that either, like, we should split up, or that we should go our own way, or that we shouldn't work together, something of that nature. And I was like, oh, please don't. And instead she says, I think we are different. And I remembered in the moment going, okay, that's okay. Like, you can realize that. That's okay. That's part of their journey in this movie, is realizing that it's okay that they're different.
But that does lead into her more easily leaving Nick behind in the next scene to follow.
As things are splitting.
Right. Like, I think the writers did a really good job of this balancing act where they don't make it 100% that Judy did purposely
Leave Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she has that moment when he, like, calls out to her. She does stop, and then she's, like, hit with a tranquilizer, and therefore, you know, basically the ultimate decision of leaving or staying was not really up to her.
Yeah, and
So,
and I agree with you, because she has a moment where you could see it in her face, and she kind of looks back, and she has that like she's holding on, but there's also just something in her face that reads like this is a really tough decision she's about to make. I agree with you. I think that the writers did a great job in not making it seem like Judy just left.
Yeah.
Like, see ya, Nick. And they hit it a couple times where Judy's motivation from this point forward is completing the case to save Nick. Yeah. It's not like she just said, well, hopefully Nick's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but
now it's up to
like
her
you have
that
to finish.
He makes it out of jail.
Right. You have to finish going down the path that you're on to expedite saving Nick. Like, it's you can't really just turn around at that point. So they do a really good job. I agree. I'm glad you pointed that out. Anything else from this scene that you wanted to mention?
No.
As the team splits up. So we get a really great interaction with Nick and Nibbles.
Yeah.
Nick is thrown in jail, and Nibbles forces Nick to open up. And is like, talk to me, dude. And Nick does finally open up. And, you know, and it's interesting because he interpreted what Judy said. Judy says, I think we are different. When Nick tells Nibbles what Judy said, he said it, you know, he adjusted a little bit. He says that she said that we are too different, which is not what Judy said. It could be read, but it's not what she said. But Nick took it that way. And then Nibbles is like, well, what did you say that led her to saying that? And that's when we find out Nick's motivation for the whole movie. When he's been saying it's not worth dying for, not worth getting hurt over. Yeah. It's always been about Judy. Yeah. It's been about protecting his rabbit. He's like, I gotta keep her safe. Yeah. And that's why he's been so pushy to get out of this case, is to protect her. Because he probably knows from what he's seen in the first movie that she is going to be willing to go to whatever lengths to, you know, to complete this. And he doesn't want her to get hurt. To him, he's like, I cannot have you getting hurt. Yeah. He cares about her, guys. A lot. And Nibbles has a great moment where she's hugging him and he's like, how'd you get through? Beaver. We also get a really great Hannibal Lecter scene with Bellwether in this. A couple other moments that stuck out to me. The rat at the rat party, the Michael J. Fox character, Michael J. Fox hadn't been announced yet. It wasn't until we watched the credits that we saw that Michael J. Fox was the fox in the jail who was beating up another jailmate and turns to Nick and says, what are you looking at, butthead? Yeah. Oh, yes! That is so great. And that character's name is Michael J. the Fox. Yeah. But anything you'd like to mention with the jail scene before we move on to what the other trio's up to? No. All right. Well, while they're all doing this, we have Gary, Pabert, and Judy off to their setting. And the movie does such a good job because, again, spoilers, Pabert, not good. But I think there were people that might have been like, oh, he might be the guy. But they actually do a great job of convincing you, like, no, he actually just hates his family. Like, he refers to his family as my evil family. He's helping them out. Like, it's hard to connect, like, why would he be helping them out if he is against them? Yeah. We learned that, you know, Gary has his pin and all that, but the big bit of this is that we learn about the backstory and actually get an on-screen murder, by the way. We actually get to see the tortoise get murdered by Ebenezer Lingsley. Yeah. That's kind of a big deal. So you know, they they go through the whole storyline. We learn about the heat-seeking abilities of the
Gary.
Viper.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's, this scene again has some funny bits with Pabert in it, and also some acknowledgments to how Judy right now is feeling about Nick. Also, when they are driving away, that's the first thing Judy asks about.
Right.
Nick, and she's looking back. She never, in that whole scene, the moment she turns back, she never turns back around. She is just staring back, longing for Nick. It's very sweet. Look how small she is in the. Oh man.
Gary the Snake.
Gary the Snake. What's your last name?
The
Snake. That also got a lot of reactions. At the first viewing. That was fun.
Yeah.
So they formulate their plan, and Sarah, it's after this bit where we really start hitting the crescendos.
Yeah.
And there's multiple crescendos that start with the police chase through the festival.
Yeah.
This scene, I love the way it builds up, because you have Judy and Gary and Pabert, and they're riding in the motorcycle. Judy's kind of freaking out a little bit, like, we got to be over-prepared. Yeah. And Gary's like, chill. It's okay. Like, we will succeed. We're going to be fine. And the music starts like, and in the background you see, here come the police. And it's like, oh, man. And it is just full throttle from this point, like, for a while. You get the chase. The chase is great. The burning mammal reference does get a lot. I heard people, as I was walking through the theater today, that had just seen the movie. They're like, the burning mammal reference. I mean, come on. It's hilarious. I have a friend who does burning mammal, and I called him up.
Man.
Burning Man. Burning Man. And he that's funny. But he even had, he called me about something else. I'm like, I know why you're calling me. And he's like, I don't think you do. And he was right, I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, let me know if you ever want to see Zootopia too. And he's like, okay. And then the next day, a coworker of his was like, have you seen Zootopia 2? And he's like, okay, what's in the movie? Yeah. Like, what's going on? And then he connected the dots. He's like, is there a Burning Man reference in this movie?
Yeah.
But so they're running, right? And before I get to like where stuff starts to really heat up, Sarah, is there anything in this festival that stuck out to you?
I just realized that the truck that Hogbottom drives is called Sniffer. The acronym is Sniffer.
It's the Sniffer truck, and that's what they do throughout the movie. Yeah. They're sniffing them out. I love these vehicles, by the way. They look great. And it's awesome. The kind of man. So this scene here is one of the ones that evokes emotion out of me. So they're at the weather wall. This isn't the actual scene, but I wanted to show the weather wall. But they run through the festival, and that is when Milton Linksley, who I believe Hogbottom at this point has become kind of command of the force, because Bogo's out of commission. He's in the hospital. Yeah. And Milton is like directly communicating with Hogbottom and says, take them down. Yeah. No tranquilizers, take them down now. And I love this. And there might be moments where I actually get emotional talking about these scenes. But I love this moment because throughout the whole movie, Hogbottom is shown to be this really hard character, this badass, this and just absolutely doesn't really care for Judy and Nick. Like you're just in the way, And Milton says, take them out. And you see Hogbottom put in the dart that's got basically the indicative as Nick says, they're going to put her to sleep. Yeah. And so Hogbottom lines up the shot and doesn't take it. And I'm like, that's such a good moment for Hogbottom. Unfortunately, Hogbottom gets railed from behind and the shot goes off anyways. And it's in this slow-mo moment where the dart's flying and you see Judy, and you know immediately what Judy's probably going to do, and she does it. Is she pushes Pabert and Gary out of the way, and is going to sacrifice herself. You know, save them. And she sees this dart coming, and we get a very delicious amount of time to see this dart and really consider the fact that this rabbit's about to die. And it gets me. It like I'm just like, oh, like holy shit. And I think it might just be the feelings from the first time viewing it, going, what's about to happen?
Right.
And throughout the whole scene intermixed in this is Nick screaming at Flash, like, drive faster, go, 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 we gotta save her. Like, he is freaking out, knowing that Judy's in danger. And luckily they got there in time, but so the car blocks the shot, and Judy is able to run off, and doesn't yet realize that that's Nick in the car. But was there anything that stuck out to you there with the dart shot or Hogbottom or Judy?
No, I also agree that it was a bit of a relief that, you know, given how we know Hogbottom's feeling about Nick and Judy, that she's still like, this seems wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we should not be doing this
Yeah.
level of action. And I do appreciate that she does not, you know, take that shot of her own choice, but unfortunately she's got that person who runs up behind her and activates
the hippo.
Yeah.
But it's great because I love that it's not so much Hogbottom's evil type of thing.
Yeah.
It's more of Hogbottom was kind of put in that spot, and then, you know,
an accident
happened. And
yeah, very similar to like how the nuance of the writing for like Judy when she quote unquote leaves Nick with Pabert and Gary.
Because it isn't until Nick calls her name in that moment that she realizes, oh, he's not captured, but then she gets shot and she's out.
Right.
You know, it's no, oh well. But yeah, I love that scene, and again, it doesn't stop there. So right there, you have your first like, ooh, that was close. Yeah. Like they really tried killing Nick and Judy a lot in this movie, guys. Because shortly after, Nick is about to get singed to death, and he barely gets in, and in that moment, I think it's kind of building up this question of like, where did Nibbles go? Yeah. You know, like, is Nibbles the person that we're supposed to be like
worried about?
Did you just fuck this all up? Like, what have you done, Nibbles? But Nibbles is able to get the door unstuck, and Judy's watching this moment. You know, they've turned on the light, they see the beacon, they turn, and then she sees Nick struggling, and she's like, what do I do? What do I do? And then she has the relief. Nick's safe. And I love the way that the creators of this movie created a scenario where you have this moment of relief just before this MFer pulls the rug from under us and creates just a moment that I didn't know I'd recover from. Stabbing Judy in the neck with venom. And this is the second. I talked about how the carrot pin is probably the most reacted to. Yeah. But I love now watching, now that I know how it ends, seeing people's reactions to Pabert. And him turning on Judy. Like, a lot of people don't see this coming. I did not see this coming. And I'll get into more detail about that later, because we got a whole Q&A section of this video. But, I mean, I'll ask you, Sarah, did you see this twist coming?
I had a feeling that Pabert wasn't really somebody to be trusted. Like, I feel like once we got into, like, the desert, like, his little desert hideout, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I could be wrong. But I was still kind of like...
You were skeptical, but you're like, man, they're really giving me a lot of reasons to trust him now.
Yeah, and then, he did that thing, and I'm just like, okay. My first gut instinct was
not
right.
me. Not at all. Not me. I I've seen this movie like with friends, and I've watched them have the moment of what like
Yeah.
huh I've heard that reaction, the what. um
Yeah.
but he stabs Judy,
Yeah.
and it creates this moment, and Judy's dying.
Is this really the screen grab that we're gonna have up?
No, it's not.
Okay.
This is.
Okay.
Because I don't have and I'm glad like they didn't, none of this shows up in the trailers. The only thing close that I've seen in the trailers around this whole scene is when Judy bursts through the door and knocks out, I think, the rhino.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they kept all this tight. Like they said, do not do anything with this in anything with the the promotion. Yeah. Guys, Judy Hopps is a character that means so much to me. And again, Nick and Judy's dynamic, I love both of them. And seeing Judy, like, she gets stabbed, and she, she can barely move.
Yeah.
And she fights through it, trying to talk Pabert out of what he's doing, and Pabert's just set in his ways. And it's, I love how cold they make Pabert.
Yeah.
I love it. He's not even like on a like, oh haha, I'm evil. Like, he's just like, you get it.
Yeah.
I thought you already knew. I thought you figured it out. But that whole thing, oh, last time there was a twist. I know. Oh. And with, Nick, like, we see that Pabert's going to go after Nick and all this, but it's, to me, where it's like, ooh, man, it gets me. I'm watering up right now. It gets me because I've always said that movies have an opportunity to really just get you. And I feel like the music is such an important part of that chemistry. And they just start in with that light music, the same theme that we hear when Nick and Judy are on the gondola. Judy's crawling to the door. She is dying. She knows that she is dying. She knows that Pabert has left with the anti-venom pen, and she knows that
Gary's too
Gary
cold.
Can't do anything.
Yeah, he got dumped in snow, so
yeah,
he's cold.
He's incapacitated. And the only thing going through Judy's mind, her only concern, is Nick. She keeps trying to say his name. She struggles to do it. And the music kicks in. Giacchino's score kicks in with that light gondola music, the ding, ding. And you get this moment between Gary and Judy that is just so beautiful. And I just, this is like, I lose it in the theater during this bit. Because Judy is in this most vulnerable of state. And Gary's not able to do anything, but he's still trying to uplift her, even though she sits there and she knows. She's like, and I think, Sarah, to a point, I think she feels like this is all her fault. Because she knows she's been the one pushing this mission.
Yeah.
And Gary even said, he says the line where he's like, Zootopia was created, blah, 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 and, so we could all help each other. And Judy, in tears, dying, is like, I didn't help. If anything, I've created this. She's looking at Nick, and it's all she can think about. It's all she cares about in this moment, as she is dying, probably in pain from this venom, and it's all about Nick. And if I haven't said this already, I'm going to be making a specific video someday. after probably like the DVDs come out, or that we can get a hold of actual scenes and whatnot, just to go over how incredible this movie is on building Judy and Nick's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, I am someone who has loved angst for my characters growing up, reading fan fictions of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers when I was in high school, and reading about Chip having to go through serious angst in some of these fan fictions to be able to get with Gadget, or to get the Rescue Rangers back together. I've realized I really love it when my characters are kind of put through these scenarios. Obviously, if they overcome them, otherwise it's like no. But the scene was so angsty. Like Judy knows that she's about to watch Nick die, and she doesn't care that she herself is about to die. Like, I'm gonna toss it over to you. I've been talking a lot, but again, I find this scene so emotional.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see it, but again, it's just it gets me. Really, it's so good.
It was really funny in the 40X experience, like having our seats being like going like this and this, and he's just in the theater crying at this particular scene. No, I think the scene between like Judy and Gary where he's like, he's trying to uplift her, being like, we'll get out of this situation. Like, I don't think even Gary knows that per se. I think he's like just trying to comfort her in this like
he seems
really
to be quite the
situation.
optimist, like Judy. They're both optimists, and Judy gets out optimized. Granted, she's dying, so but yeah.
But yeah, no, it's an extremely intense scene, and like it just like makes it all the better when like it gets resolved the way that it does.
It is so good, and it is so here I go again. It is so beautiful. The scene, the way that they animated it, where we understand, like, Gary's starts getting into this, like, you're my best warm-blooded friend, so warm, and his eyes start doing the indication that he's looking at or sensing heat. And you see it in Judy's eyes where it's like, oh, she has enough of the understanding of like why Gary is inching towards her. It's like, oh, you can warm yourself up through my body heat. And I Sarah and I have talked about this, how Gary will ask permission to hug. And it's funny because I think on the what would you say, on the surface, it's just like, oh, that's great, he asked for consent. but the reality is that this is a snake. That's like, hey, maybe how things were back in the days. This wouldn't look as good, but are you comfortable with me wrapping myself around you? It even sounds partially dirty when I say it that way, but you get what I'm saying. Is that he realizes, I can get warmth from you. Judy's like, yes, do it, and she is on the verge of collapse. Her eyes are barely open, but I love the animation of Gary warming up and his moment of like, now we're gonna save you and your friend, and Judy probably in that moment was like, friend, and Gary's like, I know, but it's so good. And like I said, the crescendos. This builds up to the next one. Before I move on to it, Sarah, anything else you wanted to say?
Michael really did well with the music and the score. Like it does that, like the slow, like, and sad music, and then once we get into the meat and potatoes of like, all right, time's, the clock is ticking. We have to save Judy. We have to save Nick. And it's not like a big action-y like music sequence. It is like a heartbeat underlying, and then like there's just like the drums, and then there's the whatever instrument it is.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm holding it together over here.
I know you are. That's why I'm laughing. But yeah, like it's just like builds the anticipation, and like it does a really good job of just selling you in that moment.
Yeah. It's It is so good. And again, like I go back to the quiet moment with Gary and Judy. And I want to say this too. A lot of animated movies, especially ones that feel like they're catered. I don't consider Zootopia is a family film. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
And I still see to this day critics and people that talk about movies always get this wrong, where they're like, oh, it's a kids movie, and it's like, you guys aren't good at your job if that's what you're saying. As simple as that. I will always be like, what are you talking about? And but there are movies that do just say, oh, we're gonna full cater to the 7-year-old in the audience. We just need loud noises banging the whole time. Zootopia 2 it's masterful the way that they allow the movie to breathe in the regard of they have quiet moments. The scene in the honeymoon lodge when Judy is just, I think there's no sound. Like it's just Judy talking, and for moments it's the painful silence of it. Yeah. The scene where the carrot pin falls and you just don't hear anything.
Except for it breaking.
Except until it hits the ground. And then after that, though, it's no talking for Judy and Nick until Nick makes it to the top of the ledge. Same with how quiet they let this bit be with Gary and Judy. It's just so gosh damn good. It's so good. So then, Sarah, as we move on from that, now it's a fight between Pabert and Nick. Pabert says no loose ends. He's gonna take everybody out. He takes out Nibbles, and then he goes to get Nick, and he's so cold in the way he goes after Nick. He's like he's saying to Nick, yeah, she's gone. Snake bites. You go fast. You'll see. It's like, who says that? Yeah. Like, this isn't your typical like, wah, you shall die too. Like, this is a guy who's just like, yeah, it'll go quick. Just give up. And I've seen people analyze like Pabert and what he says to Nick in the regard of like, he's basically like, hey, Judy's gone. So, what are you fighting for at this point?
Yeah.
And it's like, what an asshole. Like, he is being so mean in this moment. And it feels lighthearted to say mean, but really he's psychologically trying to screw with Nick. And Nick, you'll notice, it's almost like he's in shock. Like when he says, where is she? And he's like, oh, she's gone. And he's just like he almost just doesn't react. He's just kind of like looking around, like processing it. And then Pabert's trying to stab him. And like you said, the music here is so great. Yeah. They're fighting, and it's not until Nick realizes, because Gary's yelling up to him, throw me the anti-venom pen. Nick realizes, and he sees Judy lying there, lifeless. And he's like, oh my God, there is hope for Judy. She's not gone yet. All of a sudden, he finds the strength to just kick Pabert off of him. They fight over the pen. And that's, Sarah, the big scene, right? Pabert is like, hey, don't go for the pen. It's not worth dying for. Which I always find ironic when the villain who's trying to kill you says, hey, it's not worth dying for.
Because it jeopardizes his life.
Because he's like, hey, we can both make it out of this type of thing.
Yeah.
And Nick delivers that beautiful agree to disagree and goes to sacrifice himself for Judy.
Yeah.
He launches himself to the edge of this cliff, not even cliff, just the edge of the ledge of ice, and it's already breaking. And he has accepted that I will do whatever it takes. I will die for her if it means she can live, because it's not worth living if she dies type of scenario. It's like he has to save her.
Yeah.
Nick throws it all on the line to do this. And, oh, it's so good. he gets the pin down there, and that's where, and I love the way this is edited. Nick from this point forward is like in slow motion, and it's the ledge breaking and him starting to fall. Judy gets stabbed with the anti-venom pin, and she comes up immediately. First thing she does is she looks, where's Nick? Oh my God, I need to go save him. And this scene, as she's running up, Sarah and I have gushed over the music for this bit.
Yeah.
She rushes, and the music is just like that boom, boom, boom. It's slowing down, and Nick is in slow motion. He's going to die. And Judy, and I'm glad I haven't seen people question this, because we've seen Judy has some incredible speed. We saw it in the scene in Zootopia 1 where she's putting the tickets down. She's zooming through the street.
Yeah.
So no one's questioning that. I for some reason I'm like, oh, someone's gonna be like, but.
Yeah.
But she,
just, like, at that point, it's just like you gotta suspend some disbelief in order to just like really enjoy the.
But even then, she is fast.
Yeah, she is fast.
But
yeah.
The one thing we don't know is who else is fast, and we find out, and so does Judy. So in this scene, and this is another thing that we do have confirmation on, that there were actually 2 different edits of the scene. And I like the one that they ended up with, but it's one of those where maybe deleted scenes we'll actually get to see the other one. But the 2 scenes are the one we get where it's Nick's falling, and then Judy just wham grabs his arm, and she gets pulled up by Gary, and they get flung onto the ledge.
Yeah.
Safe. The other edit, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is Judy jumping off of the ledge, and then from her perspective, from both of their perspectives, it's just silence and slow motion, and Judy's reaching for Nick. The thing about this is that these scenes aren't different from each other. They're just shown differently, which means that this does verify and confirm, because this is the thing I was like, you already know this, but in case anyone questioned it, Judy did not know that Gary was going to be there. Judy did not know that Gary was going to save her. Judy jumped off of that ledge to grab Nick, and whatever happened after that, happened. She basically turned around. Nick sacrificed himself for her. She immediately turned around and sacrificed herself for him. And it just so happened that Gary was fast and saw where they were going, and got up there and was able to snatch both of them. That is so beautiful. And like I said, pacing-wise, I think the scene that we ended up with works better. I think that both sound great. It's just that one does help confirm that there's no doubt. Judy jumped after Nick with no plan.
Yeah.
With no sense of herself. She just was like, I just need to get to him.
Yeah.
Incredible. We got to eat, guys. We got to feast on this movie. And Sarah, if there wasn't enough feasting to have, we get this scene to follow. This scene, I remember back when we were seeing the lead up to this movie, and we were watching trailers, and there was even an art piece, I think, that was made of this.
Yes.
That was to promote this movie. And just about everyone was like, something serious happens here. Now, the good news is we didn't know what. So some people thought, oh, this looks like a scene where maybe they split up, or like maybe this was like a moment of conflict. No. This is the moment of declaration, the moment of confession, the moment. It was the moment, guys. The moment. Oh my God, Sarah. Oh, I didn't even ask if there was anything else you wanted to say about the other scene.
No.
You're good with this?
Yes.
The hug that they share, the grip that Judy has on Nick's shirt, the hold that Nick has on Judy, the look in Judy's face, the look on Nick's face, this scene is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Judy or Nick is like, okay, I'm opening up. Here you have it.
Mm.
And he tells her, that you're the most important person to me.
Yeah.
And not only do we get Nick opening up in that way and explaining to Judy, like, there's a lot of things that Nick says here that are so key.
Yeah.
Him talking about, he talks about how, I need you to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's you. I care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he even explains, like, I joke about your ears. Goes back to that scene at the gala.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, I struggle with conveying my true emotions.
Mm.
Ears, gala, what emotions were you going through, Nick? Let's talk about them. He tells Judy that nobody is more important to him than her. That she is the best thing that has ever happened to him. And that is huge, Sarah. You see it, like, Judy, like, her heart skips a beat. You see it in her face, her facial expression. And Judy, the whole time during this, again, silence. All we're listening to is Nick talk. Mm-hmm. And it does, like, eventually the music starts to kick in, but Judy just sits there and listens.
Yeah.
She gives Nick every ounce of her attention. She is so focused on him. It's all about him in this moment, and to him, it's all about her. And Nick, he tells her, you are the best thing that ever happened to me. And then what happens in return? Judy basically tells him the same thing. Nobody in this world matters to me more than you do either. Mm-hmm. Now, that's quite the statement from Judy. Like, some people, and again, it doesn't diminish or take anything away from what Nick says. Mm-hmm. But Nick really does not have a lot of people in his life.
Yeah.
On the contrast, Judy has a family. She has parents. She has siblings. And she is telling Nick that you are the most important person to me. That nobody in this world matters more to me than you do. Oh, Sarah, it is so good.
Yeah.
They go through their emotions. Things do get a little on the comedic side, where then Nick opens up about, not saying that's funny, but the childhood trauma. He's like, well, I'll keep going since we're going.
Yeah.
Judy
they
acknowledges
start to overshare.
Yeah, her bunny hero complex. But Nick then has this beautiful line, as we know how important it was to him his whole life to belong to a pack. And I remember watching when I was seeing it the first time, and he's like, I didn't join the ZPD to become a cop. I joined to be part of a pack. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, when he's saying that, I remember thinking, like, oh, okay. Like, he wanted to be part of a group. Yeah. But then, does he reel it in when he goes, and that's why the thought of losing you scares me so much, because you are my pack. Mm-hmm. Oh, my heart melts. Yeah. And I love the way they tied up this scene with Judy saying that Nick is her fluffle. Yeah. And Nick's like, what? Huh? But Sarah, this feels like such a rare gem of animation, that it's just two people opening up to each other in this way. Mm-hmm. This scene feels so important to me. The scene feels like a defining moment. Yeah. For movie making. And I remember watching it the first time and just being like, "Oh my gosh!" I want to know what what you thought about all this.
No, it's like it's a really good scene, and it just adds to that whole like relief after like the scene that came before it, where it's just like finally they are talking to each other
Yeah.
and communicating all the issues that they have pushed aside and kept to themselves, and now like it's just like that really nice cathartic release. And
Yeah.
I think it was really well done and really well written, like true to the characters. Like I think you pointed it out, but I also do appreciate like whether it was like written already in there or if it was Jason Bateman's like improv where he's like, I care about you. Okay, like
Okay.
he has that like.
I love that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I care about you. Okay.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So like. Yeah, no, it's a really good scene, and
We ate.
I remember I don't remember when we got that, like, promotional art piece, or where, even, but, like, I think it's even pushed further. I would have to look at it again, but, like, the promotional art piece also, like, has, like, a dichotomy of, like, so here in this screenshot, the background is harmonized, but in the art piece that we have downstairs, which I would have to find it, like parts of like the half with Nick is one color and then the other half with Judy is another color. So I was like, oh, so that's what was making me think, like, where I was like, oh, so either like this is like gonna be like a breaking point in the film, or it's gonna be something like this, which I'm glad that it is this, them finally coming to an understanding with each other.
Yeah, and it's again, it's so good, and I'll get into a follow up to what I'm about to say.
Yes.
But my question to the class is, how many people thought that they were going to kiss in this scene? I did. I did. Now let me put this into perspective. When I say I did, it wasn't because I'm like, oh, they're gonna kiss. It was me holding my breath, going, "This feels like the kind of scene where someone might kiss someone."
Yeah.
And when Nick kept talking, I thought, for a moment, I'm like, "Is Judy gonna shut him up by kissing him?" Like, stop talking. But that said, Judy did need to say things too.
Yeah.
They both needed to open up to each other.
Yeah.
In the way that they did. And I am good. Like, look, I am forever wanting these two to end up together romantically. And there are signs, Yeah. We got the after credit scene with that we'll talk about, but also there's a Post-it note that shows up at one point that's on the little
Paul.
IT mole. The Post-it note is the password that Clawhauser has to read.
Yeah.
And it says part 3 is real and birds are too. We're getting a part 3. And with those hints in this movie, tells me that they already see the long game. The long game. And if this is all headed toward that payoff, oh my God. Like, because, that was part of the thing that I did hope for. But even before we got a sequel announcement, was I'm like, oh, I hope they end up together. And then we got the sequel announcement. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like what we got, that's why I love that this was so close to the end of the first movie, is that we got the growth.
Yeah.
We got to see what I absolutely interpret as a slow burn romance. We're seeing them truly become one. And I mean, come on. Again, I get that there's people that are like, nah. But Sarah, Nick says, you're the best thing to ever happen to me. Judy says, nobody in this world matters more to me than you do. Guys, come on.
There's a bit more than just regular old friendship.
Yeah, friendships are nice, and here's the beauty. All of you can be happy. For those of you that for anyone that's like, I just want them to be friends. The best relationships are, first off, they start from friendships, but you don't just not become friends after you get into them. Do you think Sarah and I, once we got married or got into a relationship, were like, all right,
we're not friends anymore.
we're not friends anymore, and we won't interact the same way we did, and the reason we fell in love with each other. Everything's going to be all right. But, I do. I ship them so hard. Brilliant. Brilliant. I could talk about this scene probably for hours.
Yeah.
And it's great. And another thing that that I have been told is that this scene right here, this was what the entire movie was built around.
Yeah.
This was the first thing that they said, this is the moment.
Yeah.
And they built the movie around this.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good, Sarah. I can't wait to go see it soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I don't even want to move on from this picture. It's so beautiful.
Well, we should probably get to the rest of the movie.
Okay. So, great moment when I love when Nibbles shows up. It's to me a brilliantly comedic moment because Nibbles shows up and goes, that was an overshare. But her moment to shine is when she goes, "I'm alive, by the way.
I made it.
Like it's like we have completely forgotten about Nibbles at this point.
Yeah. And
she's like, "Look, I get it, but I'm alive too."
Yeah.
And then she says, "Oh, by the way, that guy's getting away," and we see Pabert on this thing. And he goes off in a snowmobile, and we get this line as he meets up with his family, the Judy, Gary, Nick, and Nibbles.
A four-way to bust the doorway.
It's a four-way to bust your doorway.
Yeah.
So shenanigans ensue there. They have a bit of a fight scene, and Pabert keeps moving.
Yeah.
Which then leads us to my biggest laugh out loud moment of the movie. The Shining moment.
Yeah.
The Shining.
Yeah.
When I saw this, and it's funny because I was talking with the editors of this movie, and they were like, I can't believe that they were able to keep the music that they had in there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I still need to do a little bit more research. I understand that the music, like some people talk about how it might not necessarily be a theme from The Shining. It's this like more of a classical music thing.
Motif,
I don't know because there's no, from what I've seen the credits only 14 times, maybe I missed it, but there's no like credit to the music of The Shining.
Yeah.
So I think people are right in that, but still, when they made this moment, they did not think that they were going to be able to keep in the reference that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And so everyone lost their minds at the wrap party.
Yeah.
I lost my mind. I'm like, that is so funny that this is in there. And they didn't just stop with showing the maze and the music. Then they do this scene. This is Pabert, basically. And then they cut to the front face. Like, I've seen some great art of Pabert.
Yeah, his face.
Yeah, Frozen. Any thoughts here so far?
I mean, I also appreciate I didn't get it at first. Like, I think my first viewing, I didn't get it. And I don't think a lot of the other people that were in our viewing with us, other than you, got it either. But then, like, I think once we got out, I was like, I noticed that you were laughing. Was that a Shining thing? Because the way his face looked when it went to the front, I'm like, that looks very Jack Nicholson.
Yes. So, and you're right. Like, there's been some showings where this is a little more muted, and that's typically with a younger crowd.
Right.
But for sure, some of the more adult showings I've been to, like, this will get laugh out loud reactions.
Yes.
Like, what? It's just so great. That it's in here. Again, the shenanigans. Judy and Nick just plow right through this. I love a comment I saw somebody make where they're like, Nick and Judy just committed to killing this guy. Yeah. Like, they're like, he just put us through so much hell in the last 20 minutes.
We're gonna chase him with a fucking snow plow.
like Nick's driving, and Judy's just has the biggest smile pulling that horn. It's like, we're gonna terrorize you.
Laughing.
It's so great. But they deserve that.
Yeah.
Like, they deserve that moment. And then they all kind of come together. There's a bunch of people beating each other up. The Lynxleys get beat up. And then, Gary gets a little revenge on Pabert as well. Judy gets to kick the hell out of Pabert. Nick actually, from the reference material from the first promo stuff that we saw of Zootopia 1, the scene the bit where he's tripping Judy, he trips Pabert with that same stance. People have been like, ah! And then it ends with the line where Judy says, it's called an arrest, sweetheart. And Nick goes, and boom. With all that, Sarah, anything of note for you?
No.
I
also appreciate Mayor Winddancer.
Oh, yeah. You think justice is dead? No, it's nice that Mayor Winddancer actually had a redeemable character.
Yeah.
I do like that they acknowledged in this movie. They're like, how many mayors?
Yeah, like, how many shitty, corrupt mayors do we need to go through?
Yeah. So I'm glad that...
I'm glad that he broke out of it. Like, he started corrupt, but then it's like... he's like, okay, I have my own agency. I can
Right. So, granted, he probably still has some stuff he's going to have to answer for.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he was, I think, the one who presented them their medals.
Yeah.
So maybe everyone was just like, you know what? Let's just... It's like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one. We'll give him
we'll give him a pass.
A day head start. So a lot of fun, deserving violence from our main characters, and then things kind of quiet down a little bit again, and we get the four of them making their way into the Reptile district, and this gives Gary his closure. He's able to get to the house, and I appreciate it's a very quiet scene with just the music.
Yeah. And
they're just kind of observing and looking around, but it's just them soaking it in and us soaking in their emotions and seeing how happy Gary is. And they open it up and do find the patent. And we get one more attempt. Unfortunately, I guess Judy's not that good at tying knots because Pabert was able to get out of his knots that he was tied up in. Chuck's a oil lamp, Molotov, but it goes out, and this is a note that some people notice. They're like, it's fun that it goes out right away because it's the environment that it's in, so it doesn't actually catch on fire. You see the fire go out in the background. Yeah. And then another joke, one of my favorite jokes for like a movie reference, Hogbottom shows up, smacks Pabert with the frying pan. They all kind of lock eyes and like are nodding to each other, and then Hogbottom's police partner goes, "That'll do, pig. That'll do." And I just started losing it. Especially the first time I saw it, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that is so good." But yeah, Gary gets there. They find the patent. Pabert gets arrested. The Linksley whole family is arrested. Reptile neighborhood gets thawed out, and everyone
reinstated.
Yeah, reinstated, and gets back in there, and there's some just really nice, like we see that Judy and Nick. Now this is them at the very beginning, the scene that I was talking about where you see the contrasts. I wanted to throw this in here somewhere, but. They get their medals. They're back in the ZPD. They're good. We even see Bogo still kind of recovering from his issues. And then we make our way back to Gary's house to finish up the movie. We see Gary's family, hugs, good vibes, party, fun music from Giacchino again, and then this item comes back, the carrot pen. Nick has repaired the broken pieces of the carrot pen and the recording device. Maybe he bought a new recording device for it, but he repaired this pen. Yeah. And he gifts it back to Judy. And in that moment, you just see how much it means to her. And Nick says, "I love you, partner." And then, it's funny because sometimes people miss obvious jokes here. And I kind of get it, where it's like, I shouldn't even say I kind of get it. It's just, Nick says, "I love you, partner," and then jokes that, "But I am just me, so I'm only going to be saying it, once a decade." I shouldn't need to explain this, but it's because this movie almost came out a decade later.
Yeah.
But it's also Nick just joking, guys. It's okay. Like, I've seen people be like, "Oh, that just diminished all of his character growth," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? No, it didn't." And when I say people, I mean like I might see a comment from a person because I'm looking up a lot of stuff about Zootopia too. It doesn't mean it's the mass opinion.
Yeah.
But I thought this was so sweet, Sarah, that Nick did glue it all back together. Says, "I love you." It gets recorded.
Yeah.
And "I love you, partner."
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah.
Yeah.
He said it.
Yeah.
He said it. Now, we talked about this earlier, but it seems like Judy's definitely growing into this.
Mm-hmm.
Nick is probably already there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's. I just think it's so sweet. What a nice way to kind of wrap up the story.
Yeah.
What did you think of the carrot pin?
I am glad that it came back and that Nick repaired it. I think that was a really good way to tie up the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was excellent. And then, of course, we get one last laugh with Bellwether.
Yeah.
And Judy and Nick, to end the movie, they dive towards the screen, and it's just filled up with their big old smiles, their fake mustaches. And I saw somebody post a photo of this, and I loved the tagline they put with it. But it's just those big ass smiles, and they're like, "I just love these two dorks." And I'm like, they're two dorks. Like, look at them. Like, oh, I want to. I want more. I do. It's Zootopia 2 did such a good job being faithful and up to the quality of the first movie that, like I said, going back to the beginning of this video, that you have people debating, like, is this one the better one? Is that one the better one? To me, Zootopia 2 is my favorite movie. It is a movie that expanded, and I couldn't have this one without the first. But this expands upon the relationship that I've wanted so much to see where it would go. And I thought that I knew, like, oh, I hope they kiss in this movie. I hope that, that maybe they're already dating. But the payoff that we can get seeing the growth of their relationship in this movie the way we did is going to make that payoff so much sweeter. And I still sit here as someone who's like, there's no confirmation for sure. Now, granted, Jared Bush did respond to a tweet that was titled "Judy's Love Language," and it was just clips of her punching the hell out of Nick with romantic music in the background. Jared quote retweeted it and said, "Accurate."
Yeah.
Thank you, Jared. Jared let us eat in this movie. Jared and Byron, they're directing. So good. Everyone that put this movie together. Sarah, I think part of what makes me emotional about this movie, and I hate to even bring this up, but we've seen Disney not pull it off with sequels.
Yeah.
You had a very close encounter with that exact scenario.
Yeah. My favorite film that Disney's made in the last while is Wreck-It Ralph. We got a sequel, but I wish we kind of didn't. Wreck-It Ralph 2 was not very good. Not a very satisfying sequel at all.
And and that's what I did have that built into my worry going, when I was like, oh, it's time. I trusted the people. Like, I was happy that, the writers were still there, the directors were still there. It's like, like Rich Moore wasn't part of this one. He was part of the first. But Byron Howard was. Jared Bush was a huge part of the first Zootopia. So him being in the role that he was here, like, all that made me have a lot of faith in this movie.
Yeah.
But until I saw it, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I left the theater, at that wrap party, I was like, I think that was good.
Yeah.
I think that was great. And I'm someone who it takes me some time to kind of digest a movie in these cases. If I'm just seeing like a fun action flick, that's like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie meant more to me than any other movie that I've seen. I've never gotten into a movie with feeling so much was on the line ever before.
Yeah.
Because not only did I have hopes that they would do us right with Judy and Nick's relationship, and in my opinion, they absolutely have. The slow burn romance that seems to be growing between the two of these two is just phenomenal. I love this. And the angst that we got in this movie, and like having these two have to really learn through that angst, it's like, oh, that is juicy. But there was no guarantee that this movie was going to be good, or that I was going to that we were going to get maybe what we hoped for.
Yeah.
And so, I went into this, and the stakes felt so high, and I had to just let it all go. It's like, look, hey, and especially I'm at the wrap party with a bunch of fine individuals that made this movie, and I'm like, I'm going to have fun here no matter what, but to get the reward of this movie being so good, it's just so good.
Yeah.
It uplifts me, the 9 years of waiting for this movie. I know that in some ways it feels funny that it could mean this much. I'm certainly there's people there that won't get it, that will just be like, it's just a movie, or even worse, it's just a kid's movie. But it's more than that. And these two are what make it. I wanted to be with these two again. I wanted to see these two be together again. I wanted to immerse myself back into Zootopia. And that's a large part of why I am going to the theater, not just once or twice or 3 times, why I've been 14 times. And, I will soon be in another, like I'll be real with you guys. I'm going to have seen it 15 times before I get to the question part of this video. And maybe 16, maybe 17. I don't know. Like, it's because I love this world. I love these two. And I never committed. I always told people I'm not committing to how much I'm going to see this movie, because I wasn't going to put myself in a corner where it's like, oh, I got to go see this movie. Like, what if it's not good? I didn't want to raise expectations. I just wanted to genuinely, if I wanted to see the movie multiple times, I would. It's not a gimmick. It's not a, aha. I'm not going to break the record. I've had people ask, you going to break the Guinness Book of World Records? No. That person saw a movie almost 300 times in theaters, and I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm watching this movie, and I will continue to watch this movie because I not only love what they put together, but I love the continued story of Judy and Nick. I want to reward that in any way that I can. And I love seeing how everyone else reacts to this movie. I love being there with the crowd and seeing their response to the twist, or their response to the carrot pin. What jokes they laughed at. Which ones, got them the most. Hearing the reactions because sometimes people just can't help themselves, during the bits where they are opening up to each other, and you hear the, oh, and it's like, yeah, I know. It means the world. This movie means the world to me. And getting the opportunity to be at that wrap party meant the world to me. And the movie that was produced here, all the hard work that the people at Walt Disney Animation Studios do for these movies to get them, because not every movie that they have clicks in the way that they want it to, but they did it. And if I could only ask them to do it for a franchise, it's this one. Yeah. You guys can go easy on your Frozen sequels or whatever else you're producing, and I haven't even mentioned, there is the ending scene, Sarah. I almost completely forgot to mention this part. The after credit sequence. Judy's sitting there pressing the pen over and over to the point where her neighbors call her out just so she can keep hearing Nick say, I love you, partner. This girl's gone, Sarah. Yeah. She's fallen. And she's fallen hard. Yeah. Yes! And then the bird feather shows up. Yeah. The promise of a third movie. They wouldn't do this to us, I believe. They wouldn't do this to us.
If they weren't sure.
If they weren't sure they were going to do it. Yeah. And not to mention the Post-it note, which I did not pick up on until much later down the line. We're getting another one. And the most amazing thing is this movie should be rewarded. If you haven't already seen it, well, and you're at this point of the movie, you've had the whole thing spoiled for you. But this is a kind of movie that absolutely should be seen in theaters, shown to Disney. These are the kind of movies that we want. Like, yeah, you're making your live-action Moana, good for you. But a movie of this quality, this is the kind of stuff that people have been asking for. There have been a number of movies that have come out of Disney that just haven't been that good. Yeah. And again, I can't be more thankful that this is where they decided to turn it around. Yeah. I am so relieved. Sarah, what thoughts do you have to wrap this up on the movie before we get into the Q&A?
It is probably one of Disney's best sequels, if not their best sequel that they've made. Like, I'm really happy for you too, babe. Like that you got this. So an excellent film. I highly recommend that you watch it. You watch it a second time. You watch it at least a third. Yeah. Because there's a lot to take in.
There's a lot to take in. Yeah. No. Again, thank you to everybody that made this movie. You guys made some great calls. I have hopes. I have expectations for the next one, and I'll do what I had to do going into this one when I go into that one. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to let them go and let the storytellers tell me the story. But I just, especially again, the carrot scene, the freaking confession scene, all of these scenes, like you said, Sarah, there's certain bits, going back to the gala, like the way that they're interacting, there's so many signs, so many hints, I feel like, that they've thrown in here, that where these two are headed is to a romantic relationship, is to a life together. It's what those two deserve, is each other. And so many hints, I feel like, are pointing to that direction. And I absolutely hope that Disney is able to just say, yes, like, let's do it. Because I think at first people were like, oh no, did they not do it? Did they not commit to the ship? And people were coming out of the movie going, I mean, kinda, but it's okay because you'll see. Yeah. There's so much. Again, we got to eat in this movie a lot. The shipping fuel was amplified in this movie. Come on. We're just two undercover parents. The anniversary references, the anniversary boat ride, scenes like this that have actual true substance. I'm already ready. I'm like, bring on the third. Tell me that by the time Zootopia 2's out of theaters, Zootopia 3's going in, because I'm ready to just keep throwing money at this franchise. And in case there's any question about that, just look at the Judy that's sitting between Sarah and I right now. So I knew that this video was going to be long, but it's basically about as long as I expected it to be, Sarah. Yeah. But we have a Q&A that we connected into this, and also some polls that we ran by. And I'm going to hit on those. But because of how long this video is, I think Sarah and I are kind of like, you know what, we're going to make a second video.
Yeah.
And it'll just focus, because we actually got quite a few Q&A questions. So I'm looking forward to answering all that for everybody. And I'm going to tie that in to, I guess I wasn't expecting to get so many questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to tie that into a new video just to focus on those that submitted those questions. Thank you if you did. And yeah, and we'll also have a poll in there that kind of goes over, I was asking people, do you ship Judy and Nick, and did you before the second movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I won't give anything away, but I will say there was movement. It was not just a copy and paste. So we'll see. Did this movie sway people towards the shipping side? Gee, I wonder. I wonder what the answer to that is. But with that, Sarah, I again, if you know someone who hasn't seen this movie, go tell them to see it. If you know someone who's only seen it once, go tell them to see it again. But you've probably seen it since you watched this video. I highly recommend, if you can get yourselves back in the theaters, it is worth it to go see this movie at least a second time. Like Sarah said, probably even a third. This movie deserves it. It shows that to the studios when they do see the box office reflect as much. And yeah, this movie deserves it. Again, one more shout out to everybody that made this movie. To the people that made it possible for me to be at the wrap party. Just in so many ways is this movie always going to have a special place in my heart. I never expected that this movie was going to top the first one, but by God, you guys somehow did it, and I thank you all for it. So, Sarah, with that, thank you for joining me on this journey through Zootopia. We'll have some fun with the questions in the next video. Yeah. And for those of you that stuck it out for the entirety of this video, thanks for hanging around. I hope that you had some fun hearing my deep thoughts into Zootopia 2, as well as Sarah's thoughts on the movie. And again, I would love to hear the comments about what people thought. But yeah, I love this movie. I'm so happy. I really was holding this movie to high expectations, and even when I was trying not to. And they did it. They blew them out of the water and gave me a movie that I can now call my favorite. Who thought it would be a sequel? Zootopia 2. Yeah. With that is going to be a wrap here. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen the movie in theaters, thank you so much for supporting it. And that's going to be a wrap here. This is AC Racebest and Toodles signing out from our Zootopia 2 spoiler review. Thank you for watching.